Go. Go, my friend. Go with God. And here we go.
Higher power.
Okay. Higher power.
Higher power.
Got it. Good evening, my children. How are you? How you like that?
Did you really just say
Yes, I did. Good evening. What is it you want me to say?
Not children. They're adults out there.
I'm old, so respect your elders. I am the older.
And you think there are not older people out there watching? Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody had a fabulous, fantastic Sunday. Today's Sunday, right? Yes, it's Sunday.
All day.
All day long.
All
It was Sunday.
day.
We hope you all had a blessed week and worked hard, played harder. We all deserve to play hard. We played hard this weekend.
That is for another podcast.
No, we played hard this weekend. We really played hard.
Wow.
Yeah, Friday night.
Well, how was
Nelson was being a stalker Friday night.
I was not being a
Yes,
stalker.
you were. Vision. We're shouting Vision out again.
Vision Band.
We actually caught you at the Hard Rock in Seminole in Tampa. You guys did an amazing job. Psycho was at the sidelines cheering you on. But yeah, we were there. We were there. And we had a blast.
So explain
cool.
to me, I can't be a fan. I have to be a stalker.
You're a stalker, boo-boo. You're a stalker.
Stalkers do this.
Stalker. Because you're obsessed. You're obsessed. That's what it is.
Somebody's phone is
That was
not
me.
immune.
That was me. I just fixed it. I just got on
spoke
live.
about the logistics, bro. Like, pay attention.
So yeah. So we had an eventful weekend.
I didn't see you all week.
Oh, I understand, but our weekend was pretty eventful.
Very.
It was very eventful.
Friday was like.
911 was somewhere on the agenda there. We'll talk about that in a little bit later. But yeah, 911 ended up being on the agenda.
Friday was like old times.
All I know is that I'm never going out with your ass ever again, because that shit ain't happening to me anymore. But no, welcome everybody. I'm gonna throw it over to my ace. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, you feeling good?
I'm feeling amazing.
Okay.
I'm feeling good. Who's out there? Who's out there?
Who's out there today? We got Cammy in the house. We got Green Eyes in the house on IG. We got Giselle in the house. Good evening. I got some other stalkers on the sideline, but I can't see them, of course, because their names are not coming up. But yeah, we love you guys. We hope everything is good.
Wait, how do you mean there's stalkers on the sidelines? What does that mean?
Their names are not coming up.
Why? Daisy Dookie?
Yeah.
That's
wow.
Daisy.
You remember people's names like that?
Well, I've known Daisy for a very
that means
long
that
time.
Daisy, did you make a good impression on Nelson at some point? Some shape, some form?
Shit, I've known Daisy for like 20 plus years.
Lady Inez, hi, my love. Thank you for joining us. You've known Daisy for what?
Over 20 years.
You know, there's a lot of people that you know for over 20 years. And
No,
if I
I
haven't met them,
You met Daisy.
When did I meet Daisy?
I can't recall because I'm old, so I've lost that part of the memory. Back.
You're old?
Yeah, so I can't remember that.
I'm not saying it. He's admitting he's old. He's showing his age.
Absolutely. Look at Marty. Hi, Mama.
Where's Marty at?
Right there on Facebook Live. She's like,
and Newbie's here. Hey. How you ladies doing?
I'm just chopped liver. She goes, hey, Mama.
Because I come first, Papa.
That's what she should be. She should could, hey, Mama.
I come first.
/ Papa.
Nope.
You're not Papa. You think? No?
No.
Yeah, I'm nothing. I'm nobody. I got it. Jesus Christ. There's no love in this world. None.
We have Leandri also on IG, as well as Gio Manzula. Is that like Italian? Gio Manzula. That's how I feel like saying it. If you're not Italian, my bad, but it's okay. I'm still saying it that way.
Say it as well as you can say it.
What?
Say it as well as you can say it.
Is that Orlando?
That
Your
is
brother
Orlando. My brother from another mother.
Welcome.
So
he's been crying about you since you left. I don't even know what to do with his tears anymore.
Absolutely.
I've been catching his tears.
It really breaks my heart.
Ari,
that he is not.
You got Ari in the house.
Anymore.
I can care less about your feels. Wow, that's a very long name. Wow, nice. Meg Rock is up on. He's on IG as well. joining us.
He said, Mig Rock.
Mig Rock.
Mig
yeah,
Rock.
He said, what's up now?
Yeah, what up? Because someone said I'll be back. And he's the fake Terminator because he wasn't back.
That's Batman, Papa.
That's Batman. That's what
That's
I read.
Batman. That's Batman.
That's Batman.
The Batmobile is not out tonight.
The lights.
And it's not Friday. The Bat Signal comes
This
out
is
on Friday. If we would have put out the Bat Signal, he would have been here.
Okay.
But it's not out here.
Got it.
He'll be on. He'll be on. He'll be on soon.
I hope so.
Yeah. We got to get him on so he could talk about his Lower East Side tales.
Oh, Lord.
That would be that episode. Lower East Side tales. Oh man, Ari, how you doing, boo boo? You good? How was New York? Was the weather cold out there?
I was in New York.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Ari. I'm talking to
I
the crowd. I'm engaging with the crowd.
I asked the question. Like,
oh, newbie, you want to hear about the new adventure? It's coming.
no,
boo-boo.
you do not want to know about the adventure. No.
You do want to know about the adventure.
Absolutely not.
Carol,
Absolutely.
hey sis, how you doing, mama?
No.
Marty, why you jump on the bandwagon and call him hey papa? Don't do what he says.
Thank you, Marty.
Do not do what he says.
Fight
please.
the power. Fight the power.
Please.
Fight the
please.
power. I want to fight the power. That's all
it
I'm
was
saying.
freezing. Yeah, girl, you're good because I'm not out there. If I
Yeah.
go out there, I stay inside.
To my New York people, sorry for you. Because it was
That's
beautiful.
not nice. That's not nice.
I'm not. It wasn't about being nice.
Listen,
it's just fact.
We enjoyed New York at some point in our life.
We did.
Right?
I never enjoyed winter.
Now, are we really like enjoying Florida? We're absolutely unequivocally enjoying Florida.
Ooh, say that word again.
Unequivocally.
Wow.
It's a big word.
Can you
It's a big
spell
word.
it?
Yeah. Hello. Why can I spell it?
It was a question.
I could spell
You
it.
get real defensive.
If I didn't know how to
lawyer
spell
mode.
it, I would take accountability for not
Oh,
being able
wow,
to
wow.
spell it.
Wow,
What?
what a nice little.
Why? They're already
Bah.
shouting out that somebody's looking. I'm not going to mention names. If somebody on IG is looking for the super mega producer from Big Face Music World, where are you? Talk, say something.
He's
They
here.
want to
He's
know
here.
where you at. He's here. He's always here.
He's here.
He's
here.
somewhere. He's somewhere here. Go ahead. Say hello to the crowd, super mega producer.
There we go. And that was not recorded. That was live in the studio audience right there.
He's always here, jodiendo la pita, like always.
I really do got to give props to him. We really appreciate everything that he's doing. Being that said, today's episode is actually paid sponsorship from Big Face Music World.
We got a couple of sponsors
He
tonight.
does. We do, but I got to read this one because he wrote it, and and I can't see.
He wrote it.
He wrote it. He wrote me.
He wrote something?
Yes. I got to put on my glasses, my viejo glasses. Give me a moment. Thank you. I can see now. And okay, one of his artists, Young Viral, has an album called Unknown World. Excuse me.
Somebody wants the muchacho button.
Oh.
Muchacho.
Muchacho. There we go.
Muchacho. Go ahead.
Since I was interrupted again. Okay. Oh, Lord. So
going with the flow. What the
I hear you. And that's what I tell you, but you want to do all
Just
this.
go with the flow.
So one of his up and coming artists, Young Viral, he has an album out here called Unknown World.
Unknown World.
It's out in every streaming platform. It's called Unknown World. You can purchase it in iTunes, Amazon Music.
What you could do? I heard
Purchase. Member.
Remember.
The point is, he's out in all streaming platforms. Take a listen. Support local businesses, small businesses, so we can rise. And that's one of our agendas on this platform is to pick people up. As we're going up, we're going to grab someone with us, all right?
Yo, don't try to pick me up because I got a lot of weight.
Ain't nobody picking you up, bro.
The super mega producer.
Absolutely. He can't pick you up either. There was one time that you fell. There was 3 of us that couldn't pick you up, bro.
Facts. Super facts. Super facts.
The good thing is that you always fall on your knees, so it's great, you know. That's that. Huh? Listen, that's
focus
why.
right here. Just focus. You're confused.
She confused me. She confused me.
Can
So
I ask you something?
Ask.
You talking shit about New York being cold. Why you got a North Face little thing on?
because I was trying to get my hair flattened, you know. It was a little curly. So that's, you know, I love my hair, bro. I just love my hair. You know, it's fabulous.
Well, you not hot with that?
Dude, it's like 50 degrees in here because you have the air conditioning on pumping all really cold.
I don't have. Don't listen.
Thank you.
All,
I got.
Excuse me. First of all, I don't mess with the air conditioning.
I
button.
be hang.
All right, that's number one. Number two, I try to keep it low because I get cold for anything, so that's not my fault.
Oh, how does that make sense?
I don't play with the air conditioning control.
So why is it freezing?
Ask Super Mega Producer.
No, Super Mega Producer doesn't touch it. All I know.
Fairy Tales and Lies. Hit it.
Right,
Fairy
look.
Tales and Lies.
Fairy tales and lies.
You're gonna have to learn this.
I ain't
this
gonna learn
little- this
shit.
contraption here.
No.
Listen,
no.
all
No,
I
no.
know, to
No.
the best of my recollection, today, not yesterday, but today, right? The best of my recollection.
Remember, we have an adventure about this weekend. It ended up with 911. 911, that's what I got to tell you. Matter of fact, we had a hero. And I've never seen somebody haul ass so fast. But it's going to come. It's going to come. Don't worry about
All
it.
I know is that you said, "Oh my God, I'm hot. It's got to be really cold," and all of a sudden, this whole house just went into freeze mode.
I'm going to tell you
that
what
you
really
got a
happened.
blanket?
Since you want to put the blame on me, that
No,
this house
nobody's
is
taking
cold.
the blame.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
She's got the hands
Super
waving.
Super mega producer said it's gonna get hot in here. I don't know why. And he did it with the like the song. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. So he said we have to put the air conditioner.
We didn't get that far. Basically, we got lights and TVs and all these electronics. They radiate heat, and we know you're menopausal, so
But really, like really.
You're
really?
you're too hot. You're too cold. I don't know.
No, it's true. Menopause is really. I hate her. I hate him. I hate her. I just hate it.
I was wondering why her, if it's a her. You could be a
That's
him.
why I just said.
I got you.
I hate it. How's that? I hate it.
I got you.
It's really bad.
So I would like to share something. I have a friend who's a coworker. Before
Is she on?
school.
Is she on?
She is on. Sasha, are you somewhere there?
I think I saw
I
her.
saw
there.
her. I saw her. So
Oh, my son is on. Hi, Michaelo. I love you, baby. Yeah, I know. There's nothing. Listen, there's nothing private. We told you we're coming at you raw. So yeah, I'm in menopause.
Okay, can I talk? I'm in menopause too. So if we got full disclosure and transparency, I'm in menopause too.
Facts, because he
Right?
gets cold and he gets hot. And he gets cold and he gets hot.
I'm good. So
And he has fainting spells. We'll tell you about those. We will tell you about those.
So I like to share something. It's a poem that my friend Sasha wrote, and it's a personal poem, but she put it out there, which I give kudos to her because
Transparency.
yeah. So, but it gave her the courage to be vulnerable and express this to everyone on the internet world. So, I'm gonna read you part one because I divided it into 3 parts. The poem in its entirety can be found on our pages. But I'm going to read you part 1. And I would like to share this because I resonated with it because even though it's from a woman's point of view and her experience, once you read the poem, you will understand that it can be taken from a male's point of view or a woman's point of view. And here we go. Do not interrupt me, chick.
First of all, I'm not a chick.
Okay, what are you, buddy?
I'm not a buddy either.
Oh, no, that's sorry. That's the applause.
No.
My bad.
I
Anyway.
do want to chime in and just say, Sasha, I read all your parts and I really appreciate you sharing. It's essentially your soul, your heart, your mind, with like Nelson said, the Facebook world. So go ahead,
All right. So I divided it in 3 parts. This is part 1. Part 1. I'm waiting to be loved. I'm gonna say this in the most sexiest voice I can.
Oh my God.
There we go. Yeah. Love as deep and vast as the ocean. So deep, they understand the hurt days. So pure, they understand all of my ways. I love so genuine that I never have to pretend with him or her. Thoughts of him bring me tingles. Thoughts of him make me smile. When I think of him, I feel waiting for a love that sees past the cloudy days. That doesn't just bask in the sun's rays, a love so pure that I can sense your presence, that you can feel my heart from a distance, a love with no resistance, a long for the love that calls me when I'm feeling down. that senses my sadness without being around, a love that is fulfilling and profound. I long to be desired, loved, and admired, I want to be looked at like a precious gem. When I walk away, you look at them. You see their reaction. A love that will wipe the tears, tears down all of my fears, a love that is my mirror. So that is part one of her 3-part. I divided into 3 parts. But I really, when I read it, I really took to it.
You resonated with it.
I resonated with it. You like that word better, resonate, instead of took it?
Absolutely, 100% resonated.
So I had reached out to her. I said, can I share that? And the reason, one, because I resonated with it, and 2, it shows her vulnerable side. And, you know, if I'm hoping that you saw last week's podcast, I was very vulnerable on the show. And we've got extremely amazing feedback for so many people.
Yes, thank you for all your feedback.
That, you know, I'm happy that some people have taken the initiative and taken steps to, you know, also find themselves and expose themselves in certain ways to find whatever closure and whatever answers they need, you know, in their life. And that's amazing. And it's exactly what the purpose is that we have here.
Yeah.
You know, we could be, you know, what's not the word muse, but we can be
I think muse is a good
muse,
it's a cute,
you know, for so many, you know, for so many of you that, you know, we're naturally introverted and we're scared to just expose ourselves. And that's not the way we should be dealing with our feelings and emotions and our thoughts as human beings. We should be able to share them, you know, without any reservation. So, Sasha, thank you. I appreciate you.
She's on IG. She's on IG. Back to Sasha. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing work. Keep writing. Keep just putting all your feelings in the best place possible. When you basically, in my opinion, let that pen flow on that piece of paper, and it doesn't matter what type of piece of paper it is. And it doesn't have, you know, it can just be in your thoughts. It can be anywhere. As long as you just engage with your feelings and the truthfulness of your feelings, it brings you a step closer to healing, and looking at this is life. You know, this is life.
Absolutely.
So kudos to you. And let it flow. Nothing has to make sense. Absolutely. Whatever you write, it does not have to make sense. And
that's one thing, because when I had asked her, I said, "Oh, let me take it to an editor. So it can." I said, "No, this is exactly what I."
Why would you take something so organic?
This is exactly, yes, it's pure. This is exactly, you can't put emotions into a proper grammar sentence. That's not how it works. So I said, "No, it's perfect. Give me permission. I'll share it." And she did, and you know, I'm proud of her. So, it's a great feeling. And I want to, you know, tell everyone, please share, like, follow our pages. You know, let it reach as many people as possible. We never know who is in need, you know, who needs some help, who needs a kind word, and that's what we're trying to project out there.
Who needs a laugh?
Who needs a laugh? Yeah, because we're gonna bring you a lot of laughs. You know, we brought you a lot of tears last week. We'll bring you a lot of laughs. Hopefully, we're going to have some real comedy coming soon in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
By the way, it was a draft. Listen, if that was a draft, Mama, it was a beautiful draft.
Absolutely.
There's nothing that you need to tweak about it. It was breathtaking and soul searching for me. Right now, I don't think we have. Can you scroll up on the comments on Facebook?
Scroll up. There we go.
All right. You scrolled all the way down. I don't see her on. However, I do want to give a shout out to Jacqueline's Chalk Studio. She gifted us with our nice Aces Up shirts. Thank you, small businesses. We're here to support you. So give us anything that you want. We're good, you know. But she's on Facebook, Jacqueline's Chalk Studio, and her turnaround time on her shirts and all her other products is amazingly fast.
They are so comfy is the word.
No, Papa. They're soft.
They're comfy.
Very, very soft.
They're
very,
comfy.
very soft.
They're comfy. They're comfy. They're comfy.
They're not Fruit of the Loom. And they're not Hanes.
Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit.
Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit.
Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit. Fruit. You remember that? Fruit?
Fruit
the commercials, the men used to come on the damn underwears and the fruits.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's okay.
Pero papá, ¿qué tú te estás poniendo tan
I'm
cómodo?
I'm stretching out. Oh, my socks are gonna be displayed soon, so not fox. Oh yeah, so I'm a sock aficionado. So, but right now I got my Darth Vader Crocs. So just come on. That if we can just zoom in right now, they're excellent, beautiful. So I got you. Well, you're wondering why we got a chair in the middle, and it's not from my legs.
No. Espérate. Que tú siempre vas bien rápido.
No, we had it.
Why your lower lip like shivered, like a little bit?
Because you scare me. You scare me, bro.
Yo, your lip shivered like a viejito.
Mother effer.
I
No.
can't. I'm gonna go to my corner. Put baby in the corner right now. I'm going to my corner.
I love that movie. Oh my God, Dirty Dancing. Nobody puts baby in the corner. What's wrong with you?
But you always trying to put me in the corner. I don't understand.
Dude, you're misbehaving all the time. All the time.
How am I misbehaving?
All the time.
I don't understand that.
So can we talk about our
Yes.
adventure before we get to accountability?
Adventure?
All right. So Mofo right here.
Okay.
Mother effer.
His weekends consist of let's just go with the flow. That's his motto. Go with
It's
the flow.
always been my motto.
It
always
has.
been my motto.
It has. And when we were back in New York, no lie, super facts. My man in one day took me to like 10 pools. Why do we need to go to 10 pools in one day?
Hello.
I don't know.
Hello. And I'm going to tell you just mentioned that story. The universe talks.
That's where I met Daisy.
Thank you.
I know but I thought it was. I don't know if it's the same Daisy or not. How would I know?
I wouldn't steer you wrong. I actually only know one Daisy.
All right, I just don't know if it's
Well,
the
now
same
you know.
Daisy. Well,
I'm sorry, did I interrupt you?
Anyway, whatever.
Mira, con ánimo.
Stop it. So Nelson, let's go with the flow. We went with the flow. I happened to be up in Hernando County for work on Friday, and Nelson ended up on Plant City, and he asked me to meet up with him, and we went to Hard Rock. Okay, and we had to take a little road trip yesterday to pick up
A certain someone.
a
tiny person.
very tiny person.
A very tiny person. She's cute.
She's a floating device.
She's cute. She's a floating unicorn.
She got a floating device. Yeah.
That's not nice.
She's very magical. She's very
Be
magical.
nice.
Yeah.
She's height deficient. That is the correct terminology. Sorry.
Guys, she's not height deficient.
I'm
Why do
sorry.
you say that?
Because it comes from the horse's
That
mouth.
is like really bad.
Well, you know what? Then you address that.
Why
with,
don't you say she's...
No, address that with her, not with me. I'm not height deficient. Address it with her. If she's okay with it, then what's the problem? But address it
I
with
call her Minnie. You call her
You call her a lot of things.
I do. I do.
Super facts.
Super facts. So yesterday, like I said, we took this road trip, and I'm glad that I wasn't alone with this mofo over here. We had a great day,
bro.
And then we had to play Rescue 911.
The ride down was awesome. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
we did our chronicles
with
and all that.
And
then
foot.
someone's like, "Oh, I got a
headache." I did because he gave me Sour Patches, and my everything just went all messed up for me at that point. But I got better.
That's not my fault.
Somebody gave me some ibuprofen, and I felt better.
First of all, no one gives you. You choose to take these things.
Someone offered me ibuprofen, and I accepted.
Right, and
that
someone
is called
offered you
effing contract.
And
right?
someone offered
that
you
is
candy.
a contract. Offer, acceptance, and consideration contract.
And actually,
that's a legal tip.
I didn't offer you candy. You said, "Yo, can I have some of those Sour Patches?" That's
offered.
exactly what it said.
Anyway, moving right along. Can we move along?
Yes, we can.
Right,
Go ahead.
This is your accountability.
It's your moment.
All right.
Vertically challenged.
Vertically challenged.
That's what Virginia said.
Wow. VG, vertically challenged.
Listen, you can listen. The table is yours. You can address all these things.
So she knows who we're talking about. All right. So we're just gonna let her just come on, and when she comes on, she could do her own little introduction. I actually call her. What's her name?
Here she comes, ready to rumble.
She has multiple personalities. She has multiple personalities.
Hi, boo boo.
Hi.
Put your headphones on. Let me unmute you.
What? Well, give us a second. She'll introduce herself.
Listen,
No,
Su-
I want your government name. What's your
Don't worry
government
about it.
name?
Oh, okay.
Just stay
What's my
focused.
government name?
Yeah, you have a government name.
Are you having?
First, I want to say hello to everyone.
We can't hear you. Is her mic on?
Now it is.
No.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I was going to say I can't
Hi.
hear myself.
Listen,
Hi.
do not see the mic. Be good.
Yo, you
Stay
like
nice.
Yo,
6 feet.
She's
There's
a
nothing.
magical
There's no
mother effing
protective.
You don't
unicorn.
have to touch that either.
Don't
Don't
touch.
touch
It's,
anything.
it's my
touch.
first time here and I'm
Okay.
All right,
special.
but don't touch.
You already grabbed it with two hands.
Look, first of all, I had to sit there and hear you guys call me all kinds of names.
I never called you any type
I
of
When
didn't
name.
say
I'm
anything.
really not anything, and I'm not vertically challenged either, Madrina. Thank you. Okay, I have a height deficiency
Look,
disorder.
nobody said, "Oh my gosh, she's back." Yo,
I'm
all the time, back.
always.
all the time. You just never
Always.
know. She's so short and tiny. She just sneaks in, and we don't know. You know?
Cross the border.
Yeah, across the border, across
Across
the border.
a lot of borders.
So yeah, we went to pick her up yesterday at Fort
Are you
Lauderdale.
illegal?
Maybe.
Are you illegal?
She crosses borders.
I was.
That's really discriminatory.
I do
I'm just
believe
letting you know right now.
If you cross a border,
That does not mean anything. I can go and cross the border, and it does not make it illegal. It doesn't make me illegal.
if you cross,
If I cross the border, it doesn't make me illegal.
yes, it is.
No.
You're not a citizen.
No.
So my name is Zoe, right? And
Welcome, Zoe.
Yeah. So my government name is Nimia. It's Xenia, but with an N. My mother was very creative.
Oh,
Super.
somebody on IG said Elf on the Shelf edition. We're gonna bring you Elf on the Shelf edition. Yeah, in the future.
Marty,
She's
I
coming.
miss you too.
Oh,
Therapy.
therapy.
He's over there.
Therapy.
Oh no. There's a special.
Oh, yeah,
there's a
special.
special edition.
There's a special Elf on the
Yeah.
Shelf.
Your haircut's tight, son.
I went to
Oh, wait.
Big Face Music World barber shop.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there was an
Listen.
extension made.
So listen. So if you
And
want to be
it's-
on a podcast,
See?
if you want to make music, if you need clothing.
Wait,
if you need a haircut, just come to the Big
Big
Face
Face.
Music world.
Follow the neon sign and it's like Wonder World. Bro. There's everything you can do.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. So Zoe,
What up?
you were here. You're here in Fort Lauderdale. You rolled your ass over here.
This is Kissimmee, and I didn't tuck and roll. I
You
took a
took-
car.
No, you didn't take a car.
No, you took a car.
I drove you.
You did.
I drove you.
And
back
that was
home.
scary, guys. Very scary for 3 hours. I was very scared.
It was not scary.
Even my daughter was like, can you text me every half an hour to make sure that
Wow.
It was a good ride.
Wow.
No, it was a good
You're
ride
okay.
back home. It was a good ride. The Big Face Bar is the spot to. No. That's a secret, Miguel. That's a secret. So yeah. So first of all, before we continue,
Oh.
I just need to say this.
Oh boy.
Whenever you go out with this mofo, anytime anybody goes out with this mofo, please pay special attention to him. Not because he's cute and not because he's special.
I'm
but
cute?
Just pay
Oh, I'm
special
cute.
attention.
I haven't heard that in a long time. I'm
Because
cute.
because
You're cute.
yesterday
I'm cute.
Kelly,
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 no.
we need that button.
Yeah, I know.
we need que
Soon.
bonito. No. So this is facts. Yesterday we're in Fort Lauderdale. Zoe and I become like little two kids in a candy shop. We're ready for our super duper ice cream, right, Zoe? Zoe was fighting with the lady at this ice cream truck because she wanted the exact depiction of the ice cream that was on the damn truck.
It was like a unicorn ice cream. It was a rainbow unicorn ice cream swirl thing.
So,
That's why I
yeah.
stepped to the side because you two
Oh,
were
mother
like,
effer, I don't
thought
know
you
what
was
you did.
amazed by what
you
was
need to,
there.
You
You
need
were
to. You need to
amazed.
just stop.
you two were like,
You just
ooh,
need to
soft
stop.
ice cream.
And you were like, nah.
Just
Nah, leave
we're
y'all
in
alone.
West Bubblefuck. We don't know where we at. I don't know where I'm at. I'm just somewhere in a food truck place by a
We're
hotel.
in Danian.
What? Okay, I don't know where we were. But in any event,
Nice beach.
I was super excited for my ice cream. I actually got it on a waffle cone, and it was strawberry and it was swirled.
The things that excite you.
Dude, it's not often. It's
Wow,
not
wow.
often. And I happened to turn,
Mucha.
of course, I offered Zoe, you want some ice cream? Mama? Right? Stop it. Tranquilo.
I behave.
So listen. So, I look to my right. Zoe, you want something? Zoe's still arguing with the girl because she wants what's on the dance
wasn't
floor.
arguing.
It wasn't
I
arguing.
was
just-
arguing. I was
Stop,
having
stop,
a good
stop,
banter with
stop.
her.
This is not a gangbang.
Whoa!
But what? Tranquílense,
But
coño.
speak correct.
God. All right, listen to me, please. All right. And then I turn to my left and I ask my ace, Papa, you want some ice cream? And I got this. No, I don't want ice cream. All right, you
I
didn't have
didn't
to get.
say it like that. I said I'm good.
He said, I'm
good.
good.
I'm good.
And I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden, I turn around because I'm waiting for my ice cream and I get my ice cream and I'm like, oh my God, it's so great. My man is passed out on the floor. Passed out on the floor.
She's lying.
Super facts. Zoe, attest to this.
There's your version, there's my version, and there's his version, and then there's the
God's
truth.
version.
Nope, then there's the truth.
No.
So
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Somewhere in
there's
between
a lot of
those
versions.
lines.
But wait, it gets better. Do you not have the hat and the glasses from
Oh,
last night?
I do. I'll show that next week, and I'll recreate the whole thing.
No.
because it's
I won't
amazing.
be here.
All right, can we pause? Can we pause this,
I-
please? I'm being really serious right now.
I miss you already.
This was really important. Mother effers, focus right here, please. Focus.
But talk then.
Anyway,
Ain't nobody stopping you,
I just can't right now.
right?
So
No one's stopping her.
he passed out on the floor. He passed out. He blacked out on the floor. Mini me over here hovers over him and is like, Nelson, you fine? Like if he could respond. I just said, WTF, what is happening right now? Because I don't know what's happening.
I was free guy yesterday.
And
I was playing and then losing my lives and then playing again.
You were factory reset. You were disabled 3 times.
that's not cool, man. We're laughing about it now. But we got him up and he was like, yo, I'm good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shrugged it off. I was like, I'm good.
And he passes out again. Okay, he passes out
I tell you
again.
this though, I pass out with such style. Yo,
Oh, it's flawless. It's beautiful.
fucking amazing.
He deserves the Emmy that I have across from my window.
Oh,
They
yes.
think
yes,
this is
yes.
funny. Literally yesterday, I shitted on my ass like I don't know how many times.
You
I'm
didn't
having a
literally
heart
do
attack.
it because
I had
there
a
wasn't
heart
there.
attack. I had like heart attack after heart attack after heart attack. Super facts. Like you taking it as a joke and it's not a joke.
Well, in hindsight,
Okay.
we can laugh about it.
I can listen.
We should laugh about everything. In
Anyway,
hindsight
so
at
yeah,
some
so
point.
911 rescue. This one becomes Wonder Woman. I tell her call 911, and I look around and she's gone, and I don't know where she went.
I went to go get the police. I was like Lassie.
She went pew and she was gone.
I was like Lassie.
Yeah. So
Like Lassie,
Lassie?
the dog.
How about Max from like Bionic Woman?
I'm not that.
Max from Bionic Woman.
Lassie's before Bionic Woman and Max.
Yeah, but Bionic Woman didn't entertain me as much as Lassie before.
She wasn't really born in the realm of Bionic.
She knows
Woman.
Lassie.
Because Lassie's a famous movie.
Lassie's
Bionic
a dog,
Woman isn't?
and it's a
No.
show.
I can't.
There's a Lassie movie.
That's just so disrespectful.
Bionic Woman.
There's a Bionic Woman movie. There's a Bionic Man movie.
I understand
And
that.
the dog is called Max. He's a German Shepherd and he's bionic.
In any event, we end up finding out that Nelson unfortunately didn't take his blood pressure medication. Since you want to put out there that I got menopause, I'm gonna put out there that you got high blood pressure.
I do have high blood pressure.
And
You give it to me.
anyway,
Look at that. I like that. You learned that real quick. There we go.
I don't know. Reminder: you is my ace.
Use my ace.
Esta.
She's
Esta.
lying.
You is my ace.
Remember.
Remember.
You just said use.
Anyway,
Fairy tales and lies.
So yeah, y'all mother effers. I can't. I really can't.
We told you were gonna laugh.
Muchacho.
Just give them buttons all night long. That's all they want to hear. is
Aye,
buttons.
push
Told
my
you I'm
button.
special. The spectrum.
Oh my lord. So yeah. So
It's like Simon for her.
So that was our adventure yesterday. I told him I'm never taking him out again. We're not going anywhere. I can't do it.
lying.
This is not the first time this happened. The last time this happened, he was actually in my house. He bumped into a wall and he passed out, but it's his blood pressure. But I'm gonna tell you like you told me
We're
2 weeks
hoping
ago.
so.
I'm gonna tell you like you told me 3 weeks ago.
Talk to me.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And we have it on video. So if anything, we could share it. But I'm gonna tell you,
Tell me.
you've lost a lot in 3 years,
I have.
right? And
That's right, I did tell you
I've
that.
seen you lose a lot. I'm not ready to lose you. So you need to take your medications.
I will.
Because I'm not going through what I went through before, especially yesterday. That shit just blew me away. So I really need you to take care of yourself, get yourself checked out, because
I do have to check. I do, because it shouldn't. Just because I missed one day it should not have
That's
happened.
a lie. You list 4 months.
Huh? Oh yeah.
It was 4 months.
Because I'm using alternative options.
Anyway, well, alternative doesn't work for you.
Yes, it does.
All right. And Zoe, thank you so much for that 911. Zoe's been my assistant. Yo soy la jefa. Zoe's been my assistant. She has
Hey,
Fire State Tales.
catch those Escape Chronicles on her
Escape
page.
Chronicles.
Yes.
I'm gonna start
Same
that. I'm
conference.
gonna continue.
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes,
start
yes.
I'm gonna finish what you started.
Absolutely. Thank you. Because
Sorry.
look, she has
She's
these,
like the Jeffersons living
she
on the
has
west side right
these beautiful things here that she
Can we let her talk?
creates.
Oh wait, he's introducing.
Wow,
me.
like what the hell is wrong with you? Oh wait, you were telling me to let her talk.
now. Correct.
That's like
Correct.
Wow. Okay. Like
Let
you don't
her talk.
interrupt
Who
anything.
needs a
talk.
PCP? Oh, you need a
look.
PCP. Nubia said if you need a PCP to let
Mama,
her know.
you want to be his PCP?
I don't take PCP. I don't do those things.
No,
No.
No,
Primary
PCP.
care physician.
Why are you both spitting on me? Like you're right here.
Because you thought it was drugs.
I know what a PCP is. Hello. Anyway, getting back to this beautiful skull right here. Thank you, super mega producer. Like they're not focused. Look at these
Here,
are the
well, first of
amazing
all,
things that
excuse
Little
me.
Imperfections tries to do. You know, someone's trying to
Tries
interrupt.
to do. Not that you do.
No, she
Tries
does.
to do.
My fault. Wrong for her.
Tries.
But
you see,
you
if
see
I
how
were
she
to
has me now?
introduce you,
Yo, my boy.
I would say
I'm out.
Little Imperfections has an amazing talent. She takes her time.
She
during
has
the course of the
talents.
week. Talent. I am speaking of one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm just.
I'm speaking of one.
I'm just making the emphasis. She
All right,
has
I'm
more than one
speaking of
talent.
one.
That's right. I was told I was multi-talented this weekend. I was told I speak Spanish. I save lives. I do a whole lot of things. I
Yeah.
do this. I do.
All right, so talk to us.
I'm talking.
Little Imperfections, you are from where?
The Lower East Side.
You got to speak louder.
I'm from the Lower East Side. Everybody knows I'm from the LES.
Everybody doesn't know.
Everybody doesn't know.
That's what, everybody, they're not going to know.
What? Only
A
your
lot of
friends.
people.
Only
I
your
don't
friends
know.
are
Well,
there.
the people
Hello.
I see that are on are the
Oh,
people
okay.
that I know. Sorry.
Let
So,
me-
yes, I am from the Lower East Side
Hey,
of
we got.
Manhattan.
There's a lot of stalkers, and they just watch.
Why
and
they call them
peep,
stalkers?
And all they look, and
Those
they don't
are
say
admirers.
nothing.
Those are fans.
No,
Okay.
those are silent stalkers.
No, those are fans.
Got you.
All right. And what brings you to Florida?
I can't. Get the mic closer. Put it closer to your mouth.
Whoa, no, I haven't. No.
Not you, her.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's go.
So, what brings me to Florida? Which time?
What brought you to Florida this time?
What brought me to Florida was a death. I had to come to be supportive for my best friend who lost her father. One of my best friends. That she lost her father recently.
We have to have a topic about that. How many
2
best
weeks
friends
ago.
can a person have?
You see, that's the thing.
Like genuine best friends.
I was
like
thinking about
straight
that
up.
too, but
Yeah.
all my best friends are from over 25
That doesn't mean
years.
they're your best friends.
They are. Because
But it
they've
doesn't
been
mean
there.
that. But it doesn't mean that.
No, my
In-
group.
in
In my
her
group.
group.
In my group, when I refer to somebody as a best friend, and I know one of my best friends get mad because I'm only supposed to have that one best friend, but
Jealousy. And
I
envy.
have-
Jealousy and envy.
I have my best friends from elementary school.
Cat fight.
And I have my best friends from high school. So, you know, and then we've just come up together, and those are the only best friends that I have. And that's the
I
only
have
best
a
friends
joke
that I
for-
need.
I have a joke for you.
Yeah, I know, and I see it, and I see it.
I'm like, should I say it or should
Ooh.
I say it?
You know I
She
can
has
handle
best
it.
friends. She has best
You know
friends.
I can handle it. I have a lot of imaginary and real friends.
Yeah, okay.
So
She lives
Those are
in
the
a
best.
match-
Those are the best conversations.
Yes,
I.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I used to talk in the mirror to myself.
you see,
I did. I used to have conversations with myself.
yeah, I know I lived with you
It's
for a
called
lot
role,
of my
it's
life.
called role play.
It's called role play.
It's
Yeah,
called crazy, bro.
role play.
serious.
But when I talk to the mirror, I talk to
Nobody
myself.
would-
I'm crazy.
Nobody would play with me. My older
Nobody would
brother
play
would
with
be
you.
like, "You
No,
can't play."
that was the problem. No one to play with you.
Would
So
play with me.
And then I was too young, right, to play with.
That was before you were born.
So then.
That's right. My older brother, when it was just my older Miguel and I said Miguelito. Before it was just me and Miguel. So Miguel wouldn't play with me, so I used to talk in the mirror.
What's the age difference between you guys?
Between Miguel and I?
No, you two.
10 years.
Oh wow, that's a big difference.
10 years. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Really big difference. I do that sometimes. Alex, right? You see, that's not cray stuff. You guys are being
Alex sings.
Alex sings. So
Alex sings and talks to herself like, "Oh yeah, that was good."
She said, "I do that sometimes."
She said sometimes.
She talks to herself in the mirror.
Yeah, but Alex is Alex. It's expected. I like that. This is why we get along.
Alex is special.
She's amazingly special, and I love her.
Okay.
I love her.
She's great. We miss you, Alex.
So which one of your voices decided for you to get into the...
It was my superpower after I got the vaccine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it triggered my creativity. And I just, actually...
guys,
in seriousness...
Did you say that like really quick? Because I didn't even hear like the introduction or the segue into speaking about how she got into making resin items.
He said which one of my voices and personalities
inspired her to
start
doing
doing
that.
that.
If you pay attention, this wouldn't go over your head.
Continue.
Wow.
So
that hurts, bro. Ow.
This was compliments of my girl Caitlin. Good
yeah,
job.
You're abusive.
That's right.
I understand your husband.
That's right.
Now.
That's an assault, mother effer.
Yeah.
Battery. Let's go.
Go ahead.
I'm just waiting for you guys to be done.
Listen, I help you along, and this is one who likes to interrupt.
It's just so that I can speak.
Look, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna put something in my mouth. Okay. Here we go.
Good.
There
Thank you. So,
do you know that I lost Zoe
what I
when
started
she was younger?
to do? We just need to have a Zoe. Can we just do a Zoe day?
Life with Zoe.
That's it.
There we go. Life
Everybody's
with Zoe.
experiences with me.
Remember when we lost Zoe? We lost Zoe. It was the worst. Oh my God. Oh, that was horrible. The worst two hours of my life.
You did it on purpose, though.
I know.
You can't lose somebody on you can't say you lost somebody when you did it on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose. You were supposed to stay with your
left
father.
me.
You just wanted to hang out with the girls, and you couldn't hang out with the girls.
No. You left me. But anyway, that's what I get for running. I take accountability for running away and running after my sister at the age of 3-4 years old when she's supposed to be watching me. I take that accountability.
I think I was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Virginia, Monique, and I don't know who else.
You were running and chasing them because you wanted to hang out with them.
No, we were all together. We dropped you off.
No,
with the father, and the father, when I came back, was like, "Where's Zoe?" And I said, "Well, where's Zoe?"
The question is, are you traumatized from that experience?
Excuse me. Obviously.
No, because
the abandonment of your sister.
She was with a cute. She was with a cute cop.
And I'm gonna remember that, and I'm gonna think the cop is cute at 3 years old.
She was with a cute cop. I'm just saying. I saw the cop. The cop was cute.
Yeah, that's probably why you got me lost, so that the cop could find me and you could kick it.
Oh, so she was using you.
Always.
Oh, look at my cute little sister.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, muchacho. Exactly.
No, it wasn't. It just wasn't my sister because I was also with her twin. It was always both of them.
Oh, so you abandoned two kids?
No, she just lost me.
I didn't have T that day. I don't know where T was.
TJ was at the party.
No, he wasn't.
If everybody was at the party.
I want to know where your mother was. That's where I want to know.
She was at the party. It was an anniversary.
It was not.
Okay, well, I know that I was in what do you call it? Lockdown. Or what? Not lockdown. We were in quarantine.
Quarantine, lockdown, whatever you
want.
Whatever.
In the beginning of
COVID.
It's just that everything seems so
blurry.
It's foggy. Just like one day is just constant. It just seems like it's just a one day on a one on
Groundhog Day. Got it.
Yeah, that's what it seems. So
that's a repetitive day with different outcomes. By the way,
that's Groundhog Day.
That's what I just said. It's a repetitive.
Can you let her express her feelings? They're not yours.
I started to do this during
Holy cow.
And I had an idea. I had started to get back into crystals, which my sister introduced me to again. And I had an idea because I had purchased
You had an epiphany.
I had an epiphany. I came to an epiphany.
You came to an epiphany.
I came to an epiphany like I usually do. And I was like, I want to start doing things like this. I could get the chips, and I could do this, and I could do that. And I started getting different molds.
Your producer's talking to you, and
I'm sorry.
You're ignoring it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not used to having a producer. I'm so sorry. I'm a one-man show, one-woman show, one person, one unicorn show.
You could do it all.
Yes.
Yes, you showed that this weekend. Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you
Yes,
did.
I'm so proud of myself.
Your superpowers came into full effect.
And I'm chopped
Yes.
liver. And I'm chopped.
Ave Maria,
Hi.
esta se pone bien celosa.
Ay.
So this is like a coaster that I made, you know, and I can make different colors. I work with the clients or with whoever,
That's so dope.
you know, whoever.
The
The customers.
The detail on these skull things,
One of those, I believe,
And this
glows in the
was-
dark, right?
This was inspired
this one
from my
Let her explain that.
Halloween collection, but this can also be just for fall. And it's a trinket little box, and it's a witch
See,
hat.
VG remembers that you were always with us, right? She's traumatized.
Yeah, I would, of
traumatized.
course,
But
because
you
I was
know
always with them.
VG, you remember when I used to comb my
And
hair?
then this is a skull ashtray.
That's the one that glows in the dark?
They both glow in the dark.
I don't think you can see it. Can you see it?
You can't see it glow in the dark, but in the inside, I put some details for the inside here to glow in the dark, and as well as here, inside here. So I can do different.
You have
things
pictures
to
on
it.
your page, right?
Yes, on Little Imperfections on Instagram.
Can you
It's
spell it?
LIL Imperfections with a
With a
Z.
Z.
With a Z, like Zoe.
¿De quién es la página?
A mí no me importa. Yo
Well,
puedo decir lo que yo quiero decir porque
and
está
then
listo.
you can find me
Yo, we're not
on
going to have any more guests
Facebook
after today.
Live.
Absolutely not.
Then you Facebook Live. You can find me on Facebook on the Little Imperfections. Woo! I had to do it twice.
When she does her Escape Chronicles, she'll be introducing more things.
Yes, I have. You know, I'm on a little bit. Obviously, you see that I'm in Florida, so I'm not working right now on any pieces. Once I get back this week, we'll see with my fire escape life. If
Might be a
Can
little
you
chilly.
explain your Fire Escape Chronicles?
Explain.
Explica.
okay, again on
On
Instagram, it's Little Imperfections, LIL Imperfections with a Z.
VG got her
And
coasters
then-
on, and she says they're personalized and they fly.
Yes, I put a
that's,
V on
that's
that.
that old school word. Those are fly.
Yes. And then also on Facebook, Imperfections. Little Imperfections. Excuse me.
Little imperfections.
That's a little imperfections.
Two
Yeah, I
Little
had to do it. I had to do it twice.
There's no hyphen in between.
There is no hyphen.
There's not a
It's a
comma?
space. What?
Okay, so
with the
say
word?
little
No.
imperfections space. It's like you're dictating. I spoke about that the other day. Dictation, you have to make sure you put in all your punctuations when you're dictating.
There's a lot of words that I have to process right now, and I've had a long 3 years. So
3 years, wow.
Damn.
Whew.
3 years.
Yes, that's what it feels like. No, it's only been 2 years that this thing has been happening. But yes, I'm working on doing some personalizations. Yes. And I'm working on some more stuff. I have a lot of things coming up. And yeah, so I am doing Fire Escape Chronicles or Fire Escape stuff.
Explain that. Explica.
Mi
coño,
oficina.
explica. Porque yo soy la jefa.
Yes, because I don't even know how to explain it. I live with my uncle now because I take care of him.
Our uncle is not in good health, and as a result of him not being in good health, you have been accompanying him in his apartment, and his apartment is on the west side. It has a fire escape.
Amazing location. Amazing. You could get drunk and just roll right back to the house.
And you took advantage over the course of the summer because you were there from
July.
June. It was, I want to say, wasn't it June 29th?
Oh my God, do we really have to be specific?
It was July 27th,
Over-specific?
actually.
Okay, so it was July 27th.
Because it was after the Young Bible album release party,
Yes.
Unknown World, that's available on all platforms now.
Sign her up. Oh, that was beautiful. Beautiful segue. Awesome.
So she began taking advantage of having a fire escape. I think that you really enjoy that fire escape.
Well, I'm going to explain the setting of where I am. I am in the Upper West Side,
'Cause
located
you're moving
across
on
from
up. to
The
the
Central
west side,
Park
like
West.
the Jeffersons, like the Jeffersons.
Are you gonna let me speak?
It's like the Jeffersons.
I am not the
Come
Jeffersons.
on, put some. Moving on up.
No,
moving
because
on
now
up.
this is a serious topic. So,
Toma.
Ivy
I
Hang.
have
Ivy Hang.
no. I have TV, but it's a small square TV with the back on top of another thing in the kitchen, and then in the bedroom
You have
there's
a
a
tube.
TV.
You have a tube in the kitchen.
That's in the closet, but that's my uncle's room. And as soon as
It's
I wake
not in
up,
a closet. It's in a credenza.
Continue.
Again?
Pay no
so
mind to her. Continue
I
your
can't.
story.
She's right here. I see her. She's real, right? We all see her. You guys see her. She's real.
Everybody sees her.
Listen,
Oh yeah,
keep acting up because when you want to talk to me,
she knows how to talk. Anyway, so
Whatever.
then yes, so he was a teacher. There's a lot of books there, so I started reading. And then it's the summertime. I can't go outside because he was a forest, so I couldn't go nowhere. So the only way I can get a relief or a sense of being outside was the fire escape. So I started to think about how can I make this more comfortable for me.
You made it your home away from home.
I made it my office
she made it her office. I got her an office chair.
that I requested. Yes.
I got her a sun.
Where she wasn't providing much, right, for you in your office, right?
No, mother,
No, I had to
request.
I had to make the.
Whatever
Actually,
she needs, she gets. I am the jefa, and I
Right,
need to make
but
sure
what-
my employees
it
are
started
taken
out
care
as a
of.
joke.
Right.
It started out as a joke because I was like, look, I have a request for my office space. Because everybody was like, you're always out there. I said, it's my office. I take all my phone calls out there. I do everything on this fire escape so I can be outside. I took sun. I did all
She even
take
supervises
pictures.
people who are working across the street to make sure they're doing their job correctly.
Right. Oh, my God. They do a beautiful job. These people work. There's people like these people work. And it's great because you become.
You even got a great suntan.
Yes, I did. It was
It's
beautiful.
amazing. When I saw you, I'm like, yo, where the fuck did this shit
And
come
the
from?
fire
You go to the
escape.
beach?
right
The fire
there,
escape.
the fire escape, and I was right there, and I had a little peeping Tom guy.
It's like Tar Beach. You never used to go to Tar Beach when you were younger?
It's not like Tar Beach because it's metal.
What the hell is Tar Beach?
You don't know about Tar Beach?
Pebble Beach.
When we couldn't go to the beach, so you would go to your roof and you would tan on
Oh,
your roof.
no, I did other things in the roof.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Me too. Can I say that? I feel like I shouldn't
Ivy
be
Hang.
talking like this because I don't know, the
Oh.
younger one.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Go ahead.
So,
La inocente aquí, por
so
favor.
yeah, that's what the Fire Escape Chronicles are for me. And now, I just after the summer, I was like, oh, what can I do? And then Halloween came, and I said, let me get creative here, and I decorated it for Halloween, and then Christmas.
All the lights. It
All
was,
the lights
It was
and
pretty. It was
everything.
pretty.
Beautiful. It's still there. I miss it.
Leave me alone. Stay on your lane.
He likes you
love-
haven't even come to the headquarters.
Exactly. I was out there with her.
I'm in headquarters every day virtually. Every day I'm in headquarters.
I was there. with
Virtually.
you.
Virtually is not that you're there.
Virtually,
You're not
virtually.
there then.
Because I got things to do here. I got to take care of the viejitos here. I got to make sure,
I know. I'm just saying. I'm
It's
just
a lot. It's a lot.
saying that Nelson story. That's
All
why
right.
he's so excited
Are
about
we
it.
ready for our topic of accountability today?
I am. Are you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You gotta let her talk because it's like she's been itching, scratching at the
I
like.
mean, but
Oh, there was one more on my little Puerto Rico keychain, but it's okay.
Okay.
They could find it on the website.
There you
Oh yeah, on the
ya terminaron.
So nasty.
Ya terminaron.
Ay, virgen. Ay, virgen.
Do you need verbal confirmation? Because
Yeah,
we have a
she
problem.
definitely. Or do
No.
you want to write out a contract?
First of all, I don't take verbal confirmations. I take written confirmations.
See, there we
all
go.
the time.
Well, I bet you can
Nobody
bring
want-
one up real. You can write one up real quick, right?
Absolutely.
Shit.
Absolutely. Yep. Everything always. This is another tip. Any type of verbal agreement needs to be transpired into writing, and just make sure you get everything within the four corners of the wall. Four corners. What?
Look at that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I have a lot of things on my page.
20 minutes to an hour.
Wow.
Oh.
If-
Okay. Thank you, super mega producer.
There you go. But you didn't have to say that out
I
loud.
know.
That was just for information. Like,
Right,
I
right.
don't
That's
understand.
He likes to be like, called
If you're on
out.
my page watching, I'm sorry I can't see my comments.
Yeah,
or
she's.
anything, but I'll
Yeah,
get
the phone
back to you
is
later.
the phone is a little far away for her.
This was impromptu.
But if you go on Aces Up, she can see the comments clearly, and then she can respond via that way.
There you go, guys.
There we go. There we go, Papa. There we go. We got this.
All right. So accountability,
Yeah, go ahead.
right?
Uh-huh.
Taking ownership, responsibility for your actions,
Mm-hmm.
right? How difficult is that?
For?
Anyone.
That's what I was gonna say. It
For
depends on the person.
Depends on the person, bro.
It does. It depends. That's the answer to. That's always my answer to everything. It depends, right? It depends. However, why is it that more often than not, there's always that the
Can you get closer to the mic,
yes,
please?
but
Oh, move the mic closer. Thank you. I appreciate
que
it.
mucho tu jódeme,
Well,
corazón,
if
man.
you wouldn't move the mic to where it was, there wouldn't be a problem.
I'm trying to get comfortable. You're comfortable, right?
Comfortable.
But that sounds like a you problem, though.
Anyway,
Comfortable. The word is
anyway,
comfortable.
Anyway, accountability, right?
Yes.
And the difficulty, and I believe there's many times that we know we're wrong. And when I say me, I'm just talking in general, we know we're
You're
wrong.
wrong a lot, though.
And yes, and when I'm wrong. But if I'm wrong and there's a reason why I'm wrong, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm wrong.
You?
Really?
No.
Yes.
Really? You?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
will.
Can we take a poll on that? Let
We
us
should
kn-
do a poll.
Yes, let us know. What are your thoughts on that?
Listen, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I've said to people, no, it's wrong. You know,
All the time?
What
I never said all the time.
Okay.
I never said all the time.
Me is
That's
rarely
absolutely
wrong.
not. No, I never
So
said
then,
all the time.
so then you should say, when I'm wrong at times, I say it.
No, there are times that, yes, if I need to be accountable and I need to say my actions, my words, my decisions were wrong, I will say it.
When you're wrong, don't you think you always need to be accountable? Or you should?
But not everybody knows that they're wrong.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Not, no.
That's
not
why- that's why I
not
said when you
everyone
know.
will admit.
Are you making
that they're
mouth
wrong.
noises?
No, I was eating a peanut.
He's
You
being
eating,
rude.
yeah.
He's
That's-
being rude.
That's not rude because you can't hear it.
Dave Grohl and
Thank
I
you.
heard it.
Look,
Dave Grohl and
my Spider Woman is on. Hi,
No,
boo.
he don't like mouth
Hi, my
noises.
Spider
Thank you.
Woman. I miss
Oh,
you,
don't gang
baby.
up on her. Look at the heroes.
That's right.
Don't gang up on who?
That's what they decided to do. But anyway, when it comes to
The victim.
when it comes to relationships and we're wrong, why do you think that more often than not we
Can't
can't say that we're wrong? We can't give in.
Pride and ego.
Yep.
That steps right in the forefront.
Yep.
Right
Pride
there,
and
pride
ego.
and ego.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the killer. That's one of the biggest killers of relationships. Any type of relationship.
How
is
about
the
in the
ego.
workplace?
Same thing. Pride and ego.
What would be, but for pride and ego in the workplace, I mean, in my opinion, in the workplace, to take accountability for doing something wrong, depending what it was that you did, you're taking a risk because the end result, the consequences
fired.
could be you could be fired.
Right.
Right. So with the workplace, I think it's more afraid of being fired,
You got to tread lightly, I guess.
of not being trusted. Right. Relationship wise, I think it's more a sign of weakness.
It could be insecurity. You get pride, insecurity, weakness, fear.
Fear.
There's a
And
lot of things.
that's one of the things. A lot of people that I, in my opinion, to take accountability, you have to admit that you're wrong. But then sometimes you don't want to admit that you're wrong because of the consequences.
No, but before you admit, you need to be aware that you're wrong.
Yeah, but and most of the times, how does one become aware that they're wrong? The other person on the other side. And when I say relationships, I'm not talking about just intimate relationships. I'm talking about friendships, familial relationships, all kinds of relationships. But yeah, as far as accountability, I believe that the consequences is what prevents many from saying, I was wrong. What I did was wrong. What I said was wrong. What I decided was wrong. It's just what comes after that. What is going to be that consequence? So you know what? I'm going to continue to say that I'm right. I'm not going to admit that I did something wrong. I'm essentially just going to keep on saying what I did is what I did, and that's it. There's nothing else to it.
Well, that's selfish in that instance, and that leads to another just avenue of complete personality.
But do you find that people who do admit, right? Because I'm one that I would say I admit it, but there's a but to it.
Yeah,
right?
they try to justify
because for every action,
what?
there's a reaction.
But why does there have to be a but?
Not all the time. There are times that there is a but.
There's people
No,
that
but
are
is there-
there are people that are self-aware. Okay, damn, I did something wrong. If it happens at that moment, or if it takes some days or weeks to process whatever happened, some people are self-aware. You know what, I did, because people could say, you know, I was wrong, just to shut the other person up.
Right, but
Absolutely.
But I'm hearing the but thing, so
Right.
it's like I was wrong, but you know, like I did this, but this is why. And does that justify why they did what they did?
No, it doesn't.
I don't think
Does it make them less wrong?
No, it makes it worse, in my opinion. If you say you're wrong, but then you're telling me why you did what you did, that the outcome was wrong. Like, then
Okay.
you're never taking
Let me
into
give you guys.
consideration.
Let me give you guys a tip. Right.
Another tip from Mia.
Tip. In criminal cases, you got to prove motive. Right. You have to prove motive.
I don't know. I'm not a criminal.
I never said you were.
Okay.
However, accountability,
Maybe.
right? With accountability, it's like you want to prove your motive as to why you said something, did something, or made a specific decision.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And hence why that but comes in. Because what was my motive? Why did I do it?
Yeah, but life isn't a court of law.
No, I'm not saying that life is a court of law. I'm just saying you have to think about it in that fashion. That's why the but comes in. Because nobody's ever
But
gonna
nobody
say,
has the knowledge.
nobody's ever going to say, not nobody's going to say, people do say, I hurt you. I've reverted to, when something has been done to me, I've reverted to your actions, or not even, I try not to say your actions, but I was hurt by what you said. Or what you did,
or what transpired,
or what happened. I was hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was hurt. Now, if the other person comes at me and they say, well, you hurt me, and that's why I hurt you.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
I know. But,
And if you're,
but
if you're never wrong, you'll
but
never
it's
know
still
that you're
taking
right.
accountability, but it's still reverting from the accountability, because, as you know, accountability is 100%. I was wrong, and there's nothing else to it.
There is no but. There's no nothing. You take accountability for your actions, and then you correct it.
Exactly.
That's what has to be done.
Now,
we're not taught that. You understand
That's
that?
what I was gonna say.
We're not taught that. That's not something we're born
We're not
with.
taught to take responsibility.
We're
There's
not.
a lot of things in life that we're not taught
Absolutely
in school.
not.
The only way we
Or
learn
at
it
home.
is
Not
through
in
growing.
school.
But
We're
not
not
even at
that we're
home.
not taught anywhere. Like you just said about, we got to think about it in a criminal.
But
No, hold on. You said that we have to think about it in the criminal context.
no, I didn't say you have
She
to
gave
think
an
about it.
example.
She gave an example
in
but-
the legal aspect.
Right,
of
in the
it.
legal aspect of
Motive,
it, but
motive.
that's I don't understand that example because I don't know that legalness.
Okay,
So-
but
so-
you know right from wrong, right? And
It
you
depends.
Know, and you know if
It depends.
if you do A, and you know A is wrong.
Wait, but no.
It
Right
depends.
and wrong is a perception.
Correct.
It depends.
It depends on what form. It depends on what form you're talking.
I know.
If you're talking,
going
no.
into a store and leaving that store without paying for it is wrong.
Yeah, but now you're talking about that's a legal basis where there are already
We're not talking
rules.
legality. We're not
no,
talking
it is
legality.
because there's rules to that. You can't
All
just.
right.
go
But you give
so-
me a legal example, so
I'm
give a
gonna-
regular
There's
example.
no rules in life.
All right. So check this out. DM comes in. Hey boo, how you doing? I know it's wrong to chat with that person that I don't know, and they're coming at me in a certain way, right? Just with the hi boo. I don't know who this person is. I have a choice. I don't know who he is or she is.
Wait, but why are you saying it's wrong?
Hold on. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I don't know who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
They just say, hey boo, how you doing?
Okay.
I want to chat with you. Right?
Okay.
I'm a married woman. Whether it's a guy or girl, I'm a married woman.
Okay.
And I have a choice. And that choice is ignore that message
Mm-hmm.
or answer it.
Mm-hmm.
Answering it can lead to something. And what I mean is, I don't know.
But do you talk to strangers?
There are times that I talk
But
to strangers.
answering it leads to clarification. So the hey boo,
I can say, hey boo. I can say, hey boo.
boo is a general term.
No. Big face.
No, that's how you take it. Boo is a general
Big face.
term. Because
Big
he
face.
calls me boo. Nelson calls me boo. Pretty boy calls me boo. There's people who call me boo and they're like, hey boo. And I can answer it and be like, oh, what's up?
But you don't know this person. You don't know this person.
This is a real case. This is a real case. Somebody went into my DMs, sent me a message, and was like, do you remember me? A person with the sunglasses and everything in the profile picture.
I got a Michael Jackson inspired.
If you have glasses on, I'm not going to remember you. And then they did what's up? They mentioned the place and they were like, oh, so now do you remember? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I do remember this place. What's up? How are you? I'm good.
There's nothing wrong at this point.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. I'm good. And now, I don't know the intention that this person is coming at me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to clarify. But I'm going to continue because I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah. I'm hot
but
shit.
You all didn't even let me finish what I was explaining.
Well,
right, because I just said one thing, and I didn't get to finish what I was saying.
So finish what you were saying.
Yes.
My dear.
Thanks.
Okay, boo.
So somebody slides into my DM.
Listen, boo-boo.
And I put myself in the position, do I respond or do I not respond, right? Because I have a choice to entertain or not entertain. And I can decide I'm going to entertain the conversation. And the conversation is going somewhere where it shouldn't go. Okay. At some point, I put down my foot. I'm like, I need to stop this conversation. It's going somewhere it's not supposed to go.
Okay.
Hubby sees that conversation. Mm-hmm. Right? I have to take accountability for that conversation.
Right.
Because I engage some part of that conversation.
Right.
Even though I stopped it at a certain extent.
You stopped it where?
Where I knew it was going somewhere it shouldn't.
So there was nothing wrong until that point, and then until that point, you stopped.
But do you think you think that everybody's going to understand that person stopped at a certain point?
That's when you have a conversation
with your
person. Super mega producer, and then it gets explained in the context of it.
It's all about communication.
Him reading that, he's going to have a perception, but he doesn't understand the context. But when you give him...
But I still have to take accountability for having a conversation.
But you did nothing wrong.
You didn't.
I didn't say I did it. Who said I did?
But why are you taking... When you take accountability...
I'm talking about actions.
Right.
But what did I do?
You know what it is that when they say hey boo and you entertain it, that's wrong just because they came at you with hey boo. I'm not saying that
it's wrong. What I said was this is someone I don't know.
Right, but hey boo is not a bad thing.
I don't know from a hole in the wall.
So are you telling me that accountability is not only reserved for when there's something wrong?
Correct.
Okay.
Like if I know, I'm not saying my actions are wrong.
Okay.
I'm just saying that taking responsibility for my actions.
That's different.
No, it's not.
No,
taking accountability. The action doesn't have to be wrong. You're basically saying I'm responsible. If you have duties, you're accountable to fulfill those duties.
Correct.
Right? So it's not about being wrong.
But
it's just being accepting.
When we talk about accountability, it's never in the context of everyday life. It's always tagged with something that went wrong. And that's where accountability comes into effect. That's the problem.
But I'm not I'm generalizing the word. Right. I'm not just saying when you do something wrong.
The biggest issue is that people, when they do something wrong, they're not accountable. And that's what needs to be fixed. This generalization and then you communicating, there should never be a problem. That never happens. So that's why accountability is always attached to there's something that went wrong. And that's what needs to be fixed. That issue right there. So if you're going to take your example, you continue the conversation and you let it go to where it wasn't. You let it go to where you knew you shouldn't be there, but you went there anyway. Now you have to. Now if he questions you, now you have to take accountability, because at the moment that you saw the conversation was going to go left and you went left, there is where you went wrong. And that's where you got to take accountability.
Correct.
Right, but again, you're speaking in the context of your actions being wrong.
Well, yeah, but that's basically why accountability needs to be corrected in that sense. The sense where you're saying nothing went wrong and and he questions it, you take accountability. Yeah, he spoke to me, I didn't know, but I stopped it because I knew where it went. And the conversation, because you gave him context to what he saw. But the moment it went left and you continued going left, that was wrong. And that's where people do not take accountability for those actions. They made a choice, a conscious decision. Yeah, I know my boo ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Mm-hmm. And that's where accountability has to really take effect.
Absolutely. But that also comes into, like when I look at accountability as well.
Killers.
When I focus on accountability as well, I also focus on commitment. Right? I focus on commitment. Why? Because when you make a commitment, you have to comply. You have to make sure that you can adhere to that commitment.
What commitment are you making in friendships?
To be honest, to be genuine.
Does everybody...
To be transparent.
But is that always spoken?
It's not spoken.
Sometimes it's implied.
It's implied.
Or assumed.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's assumed. That's where communication comes in.
I understand, but when you build a relationship, there's some things that are just not said, like a bond.
No. Well, not in my relationships. In my relationships, I base them on communication.
Everything should be based on communication. But
no.
Unfortunately, there's people that don't know how to effectively communicate.
Correct.
Because I can say something to you and you can understand it a certain way, and I may have to explain it further.
Correct.
Right, but that's where you talk to your friend. I have the relationship with friends where I'm just like, look, I'm going to be open and honest with you. You're not going to like it. We're going to be, we may not be friends for a few days after this or whatever.
I am the same way as well, straightforward.
But I'm going to tell you this because I love you and because I am your friend.
You tell them what they need, not
this
what
is
they
what
want.
This is what I want. This is what I expect. This is not working for me. This is, in friendships and relationships and whatever. This is not working. You have to have that. If that bothers you, hey boo, and I say, hey, what's up? And then they say something back like, oh, let's go out and let's do this. That's inappropriate. And I continue the conversation. Then we're going to talk about that.
Right.
But then if you're looking at the conversation and you're getting mad because I even said, hey, what's up? Then we're going to talk about that too. Because I'm going to find out why you're in my DMs. Because that's me personally. I'm going to find out if I want to.
I can be in your DMs.
You could always in my DMs.
Thank you.
But listen, as far as here's my thing. When it comes to friendships, right? There are more often times that we're on the outside and we see a lot. We observe.
We definitely have different perceptions from the outside.
You could go to your best friend and you could tell your friend, you need to be accountable for your actions. You need to be accountable for your words. You need to be accountable for your decisions, right? Very difficult. Very difficult. I could do it. And I always say it. He knows I do it. I did it with a friend the other day. They don't like it, and that's perfectly fine. However, even if you could tell all your friends facts, truth, but it's ultimately up to the person to take that ownership and to say, yeah, I have to look at myself.
But it depends on when they're ready too.
There's no time.
There's no time. You can't tell. You can tell them, look, this is what you need to do.
No,
I'm not telling you
to do anything. You don't tell anybody to do anything.
You tell me to do a lot of things. You tell a lot of people.
Well, like
to do
she says,
things.
she's la jefa.
I know. She tells a lot of people to do things.
No, what I end up saying, people, is if you on that edge and that ledge, the end of the day, you have to first look at yourself. Because unfortunately, a lot of people want to hold others accountable for their own shit, and that's where it's not fair.
That's the victim role.
But that's where it doesn't come in fair.
Yeah.
So don't push shit on anybody else. Put shit on yourself. Don't get on that ledge and say, I'm about to jump off because of this one and that one and this and that happened. No, mother effers. Take accountability for yourself.
What did you do to contribute to the situation?
Yeah, absolutely.
People don't like let's take the example of relationships. Relationships, when they end, both parties at some point or another had created whatever situation that ended up, say, in a breakup. At some point, someone did something, and that person wasn't accountable. It continued. Then the other person did something, and they didn't take accountability to whatever they did. Mm-hmm. So then it's a complete full circle. It just keeps going around and around and around, because not even communication, comprehension is actually even more important than communication. Because you could talk to someone to the blue in the face, and it's like you're hitting a freaking wall. Like, did you get it? You get your eyes are glazed. Did I do the Jedi mind trick on you or something? Like, but if they don't comprehend.
That's why you have to watch when you talk to people, because when they're in a certain kind of emotion, you can tell them things and you can keep on and keep on and keep on. But when they're in that emotion, they're going to refuse to see what you're saying, because they're feeling. They're not hearing. They're not thinking. They're feeling. So when you're feeling and you're in a hypersensitive state, everything else goes away.
If you make decisions on emotions, they always, let me not say always, I gotta get that out of my vocabulary. Most of the time, when you make decisions on emotions, they never end well.
Would you say that, and I'm going to go into to sexism, right? Would you say that more often than not, women tend to take accountability more than men?
I don't know.
Ooh, that's like a tough question.
It is because we don't know enough. I don't know enough people like that.
Like I said, it's based on everybody. It's based on everybody's scenario. You can't generalize that type of question at all. You can't.
How about when you have the facts in front of you and all the facts present?
But some people can't. Some people, you can give them facts, and they still won't believe it, because in their mind, they still, in what I call tunnel vision, they see one perception, right, which is only theirs, and that's it. And there could be 1 million people that could tell them a whole bunch of other things, and they will still only see theirs. Now the question is, why does that person think that way? And it's always usually not the person that's in that present time. It's always something that happened to them in the past, mm-hmm, that has made them develop that way of thinking.
Alex, if you don't mind, I know you're chiming in and you just said that's me right now. If you could chime in and just type up a couple of words, explain that to us so that we have a different point of view, or the point of view from someone that is in that place at this moment in time. Because that's important. We do have some other comments here from VG. There has to be open communication. If you're feeling a certain type of way, you have to be open and honest. Listening to other people within a friendship relationship can
communication has to go intertwined with comprehension.
But communication, here's the thing:
communication is the first step.
Right. But I believe it's how you communicate. It's not only what you said, it's how you said it.
Yes.
Because we could communicate shit, and I know myself personally, I could come out my face, I could be really disrespectful, I could be really foul mouthed, but at the end of the day, it's coming from a place of love.
Yeah, but you're only going to communicate like that with people that know you, that understand you. You're not going to communicate like that with some Joe Schmo.
It depends.
No, like you could talk to me.
It depends.
You could talk to me bien estrujado, because you do that a lot.
I do.
So
I do,
but I understand where it's coming from. But then again, you can, the same way you spoke to me, say you speak to your neighbor that way, they're not going to understand that, because they don't understand you. I comprehend where you're coming from. Your neighbor isn't.
But even if she talks to me that way too, it can be that way too.
When I react, I will say, I'm sorry, I'm coming at you this way, but there's no other way that I can come at you. Point blank.
Sometimes you do it on emotion.
And I do apologize. And I do say, I don't mean to come this way. Delivery, right? You see, I agree. You see, delivery. And that's correct. That's my point. It's how you say it and what you're saying.
Okay, so how about this?
More often than not, when we want someone to take, when we want when we want someone to, I'm not talking just to her.
Look at you got headphones on, bro.
Listen,
I know. That's why I put both.
Listen, more often than not, when we want someone to take accountability, we're doing this. You
Many
did
times.
this, you did that, you did this, you're wrong, you did this, that. And that's hard. When you have somebody continuing to do this, and let's just say that person's already on their knees, you're done. Right? You're done. And you're not going to say, okay, yeah, I was wrong. No. And then you can apologize. But then even when you apologize and even when you do take accountability, then you have
whatever was said cannot be taken back.
That's
why the comprehension.
You still have people.
Comprehension.
They don't.
I know.
That's what I mean.
People,
I got you.
You still have people wanting to still make you more accountable for something that you've already taken accountability for.
Because they're not comprehending what you're saying.
They're not.
Again, what I'm saying is even if I or anyone was to say, I apologize, I was wrong, that's it. Mm-hmm. There's still this person on the other side.
They'll be like, why? Because they want a reason why.
They still want more.
Right. They want a reason why.
More. They want more.
Because they're not understanding what's happening. They're not understanding the situation. They're not understanding, why are you breaking up with me? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? What is happening right now? Why are you coming at me like that?
But I'm not just talking about intimate relationships.
I'm not talking about intimate. I'm talking about even a friendship.
Why are you getting all out for?
Because I'm not talking about you or anything in particular or anything.
Can I ask something? Is that a Maldonado thing where you start getting Italian and the hands start waving?
I grew up in the room with her, so I saw her mannerisms. I had to pick up some certain things. That's why she calls me her mini me. That was my role model.
There's a lot of food that flies too.
There's super mega producers trying to get your attention.
Thank you, baby.
La habladora.
There's food that flies.
There's food that flies?
There's comprehension.
Yeah, but it's not across the board. Because again,
it's situational.
Here's my thought process. If somebody's going to say, I am holding myself fully accountable, I am taking full responsibility, that is it. It should not be something that continues because the other person doesn't understand. You just wanted me to tell you that I was wrong or I made the wrong decision. I made the wrong choice. Whatever it is that I did, it affected you. I'm taking accountability for it. Now let's dead it, right?
No, you can't dead it. After I
take accountability, you need to leave me the fuck alone.
No. If you
my God.
Yes, if you take accountability for something, right, and that person comprehends.
I'm glad we entertain you, Alex.
Oh,
shut up about the pizza and burgers, Madrina. Sorry for telling you to shut up.
The next step is correcting the behavior.
Virginia's wings, mama, wings and burgers.
No, do not bring pizza or burgers into the room. Oh my God.
When me and me are
all right.
Yeah.
So if you admit that you were wrong and you take accountability for whatever actions you did, the next step after that is to correct that action. Because if
it's an action,
whatever it is,
because if it's a word,
whatever
if it's a word, and I take accountability for whatever I said, I can't take it back.
I understand that, but if you said something, your action is I'm never going to say that again.
But when you take accountability, also then you have to talk with the person of, all right, now how we're going to move forward.
And that's my point. There are people on the other side. There are people on the other side that unfortunately, once you cross that threshold and you say, I was wrong. I said what I said and it was wrong. I did what I did and it was wrong. You know, how many people say I'm guilty, but at the end of the day, they fucking go do the same shit again.
Listen, the way you're saying it right now, I can't believe
scenario. It's a different scenario. Some people make the same mistakes, but it's a different scenario.
You just spoke about delivery and the way you're saying it. If you were saying that to me, the way you were saying it,
rah. That was hostile.
You were hostile about it. I'm not going to take that as genuine.
Hostile.
I'm going to take accountability for yesterday, and I'm sorry that happened to you.
But that wasn't your fault.
You don't know if it was your fault.
No.
You don't
We
know.
don't know anything.
We don't know because Nelson made the choice.
Hold your mother effing ass accountable for not taking your meds yesterday.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
That's what started.
But then again,
I'm still gonna ride your ass because you still need to take your meds.
Okay, that's fine.
Doesn't
I completely
matter.
understand.
When you don't want to take them, just have me with you, and I'll.
So
okay, thank you.
Don't condone his
I'm
actions.
not condoning. I'm
yes,
enabling.
You are. What the fuck is condoning?
Condoning is not enabling. Enabling is when you're helping. Condoning is when you're just
You're
acknowledging.
Yeah, you're acknowledging.
Same shit.
No, it's not. If
You're
it was the
accepting
same
it.
thing, there
No,
wouldn't be
it's
two
not.
different words.
Soy.
Mia, I learned the word. I learned a new word. Why you can't be mad that I know how to use engage?
It's not engaged.
That's what I said, right?
Enable.
Enable. Oh my
You want
goodness.
to get engaged?
It's too many words. It's too many words.
Words of the day.
Woo. Woo. I've been away from my books for too long. I need to go back to the fire escape.
Aquí hace calor. Hace calor.
That's what he
It's
said.
hot.
It was gonna be hot.
It's hot.
We have some comments. We have some comments on Facebook.
And
On IG, we're pretty good. On IG, we're pretty
IG.
good. We have
Automatically, sometimes I don't think we automatically fall back into our old ways. We only fall into our old back ways if we are around the same people, the same things, the same.
I have to disagree with you, but
I
continue,
believe we only go back to our same ways when we don't make changes.
We have different beliefs.
I believe people go back to their old ways because that's where they're comfortable. That is their safe place. Change brings on the fear of the unknown, and people are afraid of that. They don't want to, and that if without change you don't grow. So a lot of people go back to that bubble where it's like, okay, I'm good. I know exactly what's going to happen in this scenario, and I'm not going to venture out to that. And that's what a lot of people do.
Nothing is going to change unless you want to.
Of course.
Right.
Well,
So
it's
we
not
fall.
about
Go
what.
back. That's why they go back, because they don't want
They don't want to.
But-
They don't want to have that fear. Okay, I'm here. I'm comfortable. I know exactly what everything is going to go around here. So I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to deal with that difficulty. I don't have to overcome that obstacle. I don't got to do shit. I can stay right here. And that's what people do, unfortunately. And that's why relationships end. That's why friendships end. That's
But-
why a lot
but
of things
again,
end because
but
of
Because
that.
nobody evolves. You
No,
have to evolve
absolutely.
throughout life.
We don't
Hence
grow.
why it's very difficult for people to sometimes take accountability
No, it's-
for their actions.
Well, and nothing that is worth nothing that's worth anything is easy. If accountability has to be difficult because we're not born perfect. We're gonna make mistakes.
You have to have a self-awareness to be accountable for yourself.
Absolutely.
So
You don't need to have self-awareness if you have a great partner in your life. They can make you aware.
No, because
But
you
again-
should. Because your right partner is not going to always be with you.
they can
You're not going to
steer-
have the
they
right
can-
partner.
They can steer you. No,
No,
everybody.
nobody's going to have a partner. Not everybody has a partner. I don't have a partner.
No, I'm talking about. No, everybody should have a partner that works for them.
Right.
It's.
What do you mean,
Like
though?
relationships.
The way I
are-
see it-
Nelson and Mia are part.
Hold on a second. The way
Relationships
I
are
see
like
it-
puzzles.
Here's the way I see it. My partner is not going to change unless I change. And the way I see it like that, I only have control over me. I don't have control over anybody else.
Right.
So what everybody else does, everybody else has a decision to make, that's all fine and dandy. What I often say to other people is make sure that your decisions, your actions, and your words may have no consequences on my ass. Because I can't come in and change what you already have done. I can only control me. So if I for example, I already know.
For example.
I already have a dynamic with my husband, right? And I already know there's something about my husband that, you know what, I'm not gonna come at him with that, right? So I have to say, what do I have to do so that I can, at the minimum, get him to react a certain type of way. Like if I already know if I come at him this way, he's gonna respond this way. So I have to change me. I can't change him. I got to change me.
You're adapting.
Right,
I wouldn't say change. I think you would have to adapt to certain scenarios.
And that's what we have to adapt to people in our lives as well. We
Right.
can't treat every single person in our life the same
You
way.
have to, if you're gonna love somebody, however you're gonna love them for their good and for their flaws.
Well, it's not even that. Different people need love in different ways.
Of course.
5 Languages of Love.
It's
Great book.
There's many languages.
Very great book.
Yeah.
5
That's what I'm
Languages
saying.
of
It's
Love.
a puzzle.
And the
It's-
4 agreements.
Sometimes
That
sometimes
takes-
fit, sometimes things fit, and sometimes they don't fit.
Right.
And then that's where you have to look. You got to look for that piece.
I don't think so. I think differently. If I see that it's not fitting, all right,
Why must it fit?
no. That's not how I think.
Did she not fucking just say that?
No, what?
No, what I said that life is like a puzzle. So there are certain times where things are going to fit, and there's going to be certain times that the puzzle doesn't make. So you have to then get a workaround.
That may not be the puzzle for me.
True. That's a decision that you got to come to
Right.
at that moment.
Right, that may not be the puzzle for me. Or, you know what? Let me see what else I can do or how I can have this work for me. How can I be okay with this puzzle being like this? Can I be okay? Because
Or can you change the puzzle?
Oh,
that's what I said. Or this may not be the puzzle
okay,
for me.
But
No, but you can just change the puzzle so it can work for you. Like, okay, I'm done with this puzzle. Let's work on another one.
all right, but you're using puzzle. Obviously, we all know puzzles are pieces, and you put them together.
Mm-hmm.
There are times that there are people, no matter how much they mesh, they're not within that same puzzle,
That as well.
right? But they still mesh. They still
Not
mesh.
not completely. There's
All right.
there's always something off.
All right, I think I figured it out. So it's either, for me, my thoughts, sorry. It's either
Stay in your thoughts, Mama. Stay in your thoughts.
or you can also say, am I gonna make myself fit into that piece?
But that's
Am I gonna change to am I gonna make myself fit there and I'm gonna make it snug even though it's uncomfortable and I know I don't fit there?
You mean why am I going to change?
Right. Is it me that needs to change? Is it the puzzle that needs to change?
Do you not think that we all need to change?
No.
that's if you want to.
No,
you have
because-
to want to change.
Because I can see you.
Okay, where does compromise come in? Compromise come in, right? Right? Because there may be something that you like that I don't like, but because you like it, like Horror Nights, Halloween Horror Nights, I still don't like that. But I went with you, right? I went with you.
You messed up my
right?
back.
And I made a change.
You didn't make a change.
I did. I compromised. I made a change.
That wasn't a change.
Because it was. Because
No, a change would be that every
Let's see.
year.
Let's see why she's made a change. Hold on. What's the change?
the change isn't my thoughts and my decision. Because my decision in the past would have been like, I am not going to Halloween Horror Nights because it's not something that I enjoy. Mm-hmm. It's not something that I like. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to walk around a fucking park and have people scare the shit out of me all the time. Mm-hmm. That's just me.
What's wrong with that?
However,
That's
from
fine.
all my past years of me saying I'm not going to engage in this, I decided to make a change. And I decided to give myself that chance and that opportunity to do something that I've always been against, something I've never done. So I changed my perception, right?
But you didn't change.
I changed, what the fuck? My perception is mine.
No, but she changed
you
her
changed your
behavior.
perception for
I didn't
that.
change my
No,
behavior.
you changed your thought for
No,
that moment.
I
You did not.
changed.
No, you changed it for that. You did not change. You changed it for that situation. For that night.
No.
you didn't change.
No,
Are you going to do it
because
again next year?
I could do it now. It's something that I would
If
do.
she,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
if it's one
So
time,
that's not-
If it's one time, it's not a change. But now, if it becomes every year, now she changed. Yeah.
Once you do something once, it's easy to do it again.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Hell
yes.
no.
Yes. Yes, because
I
you've
don't
already. I agree in that. I believe in that because once you already know, okay, this is how. Let's say, I did this one time, right? I did it. It was easy for me to do it again, as you saw. As I keep on doing
But
it,
you got to remember,
Because you
every
love
every
to
piece
do
that
it.
you make
But-
is going to be different, no matter what.
exactly. But
You
they're
love
getting
to
better
do that.
and better.
Yeah, but you love to do that. The more
Okay.
you do it, the better you're gonna get.
Okay, but she did it once, so now she knows I don't have to be afraid of that again.
No,
It's
She
about
doesn't
being-
have.
No.
She doesn't have that fear. She doesn't have
no,
that
but
thing.
no, because she could have gone and she could have been scared shitless. She'd be like, "Shit, I'm not doing this again." Then next year comes,
Right,
and
'cause it's
you
not
come
that
down.
bad.
No, you can't say that. Absolutely
No,
not.
because she's gonna say it wasn't that bad. Was it that bad?
It's not even about me being afraid. It's just something that I'm like, I'm not going to
You know
walk
she's a
around in
pendeja.
lines. I'm not walking around lines.
I know,
and
but
staying
she
on
did
lines
it.
for hours to go into a house for 5 minutes. My thing is that it's a change towards compromise.
Okay, so
right?
what made you
Because-
make that
because-
change?
because-
Why did you go?
Wait, because just like in
yelling?
October, when you came in October, right? I was like, Zoe, one of the things we have to do is Halloween Horror Nights. Halloween Horror Nights. Why? Because it is a compromise towards a change towards our relationship. This is something that we're going to do. So I want to change our dynamic of our relationship. There's something that you like. And at the end of the day, because you like it, I'm giving into that. And I'm going to change my perception of what I don't like to do so that you and I can have something.
Yeah, once you change your perception, you change your behavior.
But you got to communicate that to a person.
Yeah, but it
I don't
is a
need to
change.
communicate. I need to show it to you. So, for example, when you were coming out
You
here in
need to do
October,
both.
when you came out here in October, what
Right,
I
because
said,
I'm not thinking. I'm not
Are you
gonna take it.
Déjame hablar.
No,
But you're not letting nobody else speak.
your,
No,
your
let me
words,
finish.
your words
But-
have to match your actions.
But you're not letting me finish.
Okay. What I'm saying is, I don't need to tell Zoe, like, we walked out that park. I didn't turn to Zoe and say, from now on, every year in October, you have to come and we're going to go to Halloween Horror
That's not what
Nights.
I'm talking about.
That's because you were probably traumatized.
That's
You
not what
couldn't
I'm talking
speak.
about.
When Zoe came in October, or she was going to come, I don't remember, but she was going to come, and I said, Zoe, one of the things we have to do when you come down is we have to go to Halloween Horror Nights.
I'll go with you.
Right, but that was okay. So I came for my birthday because that was my first birthday without my parents and my twin brother. I was gonna be by myself.
Right.
So, hold on.
I
You
made
are-
myself
I
vulnerable
So
to
you
spend
are
time
never
with
by
my
yourself.
family.
You
But-
are never by yourself.
So you said for your birthday I have a surprise for you.
Surprise!
I'm gonna take you Thursday. We're gonna go somewhere for your birthday. I'm
Because I
taking
know
you.
you like that.
Okay. Now I'm thinking you're taking me for my birthday. I'm not thinking you're taking me there to better our relationship or to help our
Now she's
relationship.
talking about some other bullshit.
Didn't she
But
just
we're
say
not
that
talking
though?
about that. We're talking about change.
But didn't she say
Who's
that?
gonna take accountability for going?
What do you mean? Who's taking accountability for going?
Who's taking accountability?
Who's responsible for us going?
Well, you said accountability and responsibility are the same thing.
I'm responsible, and I take accountability for us going to Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay, you did
She
it one
chose to
time.
make herself
It was a
vulnerable to
surprise.
spend time with
I-
family. She did. Okay, so if she chose to make herself vulnerable to spend time with her family. That's her own personal change.
It's a choice. It's all.
No,
What you say?
I listen to
clap,
the
clap. She
hello.
said personal change.
Hello, you're not letting me finish the sentence.
Personal change.
Ay, virgen.
That's your personal change.
Right.
But you're telling me that you made that change. Why?
It's a change towards
'Cause she
a
loves
compromise.
Okay, but I'm not aware of the change because you're not telling me that that's why you did it. Because I'm under the assumption that you did it because it's my birthday. So I'm not aware of your change. Do we get it now?
That was
Cambio.
based on one, but that was only on
But,
that.
all right, but do you
again,
get it? I'm not going to be aware of that change
But
in you.
But doing it one time is not a change because
Exactly.
it's not.
But when she came down, when she was coming down
Now,
again,
if you do it every single year,
this is what I'm trying to explain. When
When I was
she
going to come
said-
for October, you told me you weren't going to do it.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I said we have to go to Halloween Horror Nights.
You said no.
I swear to God. I swear to God. I said we have
Okay,
to go to
it
Halloween
doesn't
Horror
matter,
Nights.
but it's okay.
Neither here or there.
But
you
in
know.
any event, again, in my opinion, I have to change,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and make compromises towards any relationship. I can't just continue to be me because
you
there's
still-
another person involved or other people involved.
you make
I
a-
have
you-
to
but
be
you-
able to change. I have to be able to change some of my
Of course.
ways,
Of course.
some of my actions,
Yes.
some of my perceptions.
That needs to be
right?
communicated, and
Because it's
everybody needs
not
to
all
comprehend
about
it.
me.
It's
and it's
not.
not about changing in a bad way, but it's changing so that I can make something work.
Right.
Right,
Absolutely.
but you also have to. If the person is not comprehending
You're never
your
gonna get
change,
anywhere.
or if you're not
It's
communicating,
a mute point.
you're not, because if they're refusing to
No.
see, not, I don't mean to point to you, but if they're refusing to see, or if they're in their feelings, or if they're in whatever, they're not going to see your change.
Okay.
They're not going to notice it. So you got to say, don't you see? Remember,
I
like,
don't agree.
no, you.
I'm gonna tell you why.
You have to communicate that. You gotta say, you know, when I did that because, you know, I'm trying here. I'm trying my best. This is something I don't like to do, but I'm trying because I want to be available for my family. I want to do this. This is what I want. This is what I want to come from this decision that I've made.
Okay, but here's the thing. There is an outside point of view. And if there's someone that's doing something that you already know they have not done, then it's also up to the other person to acknowledge that. So if I see someone's doing something that they haven't done before and they're doing that consistently, it's a matter of my also saying, I don't need that person to come to me and say, I am changing and I'm changing because of this. No, if I see someone doing something else,
Yeah, but they have
developing,
to be. Yeah,
has to be
developing,
consistent.
But it has to be
right,
consistent.
developing,
You're-
I'm not going to want that person to be like, I'm changing.
Your example was one time.
I would say, I will acknowledge and I would say, listen, I really appreciate, what I see what you're doing.
But nobody pays attention.
I pay attention.
You don't.
But we're not talking about you.
I don't forget. I have not sent you any type of text message saying I appreciate everything that you've done, holding it down.
But she
Who
didn't-
said me?
No, what? Why are you taking it
Because
personal,
she's
bro?
looking at me like I don't do that.
Bro.
No, nobody's talking about me.
Ivy,
And we're not
Ivy.
talking about certain situations.
Oh,
Woo.
oh my God.
All right,
Listen,
so my
anyway.
flight to New
Oh
York,
my God,
I will be leaving
okay.
right now because it's
Oh.
gonna leave on Wednesday. So
Let's-
I have to
let's-
go. I want to make sure I make the flight.
Let's go. Let's. Yeah, like, oh my God, I can't bring you on anymore. Oh my God, the hostility,
know.
man, the tension in
I
the air.
know.
You can cut it with a knife.
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness.
I'm just saying it doesn't always have to fall on the person who's making a change.
It doesn't
Or
have to fall
taking
on
It
anybody.
doesn't have to be, but
It's
people
between
need to be-
everybody. People have to hold
Their
the
own-
same
themselves.
their home thing.
They have to be self-aware of
Because
exactly and conscious
I'm not
of what
going to
they're doing.
depend on having a partner. I don't know if I'm ever going to have a partner that's going to tell me,
I'll tell you anything you want.
you know, I don't know if I'm ever going to have a partner that's going to tell me certain things I can't depend on that. I've been in situations where I've depended on somebody to lift me up and to do this and to do that and to help me.
You have to be your biggest cheerleader, bro.
You have to do it on your own.
Rah, rah.
I'm not going to expect a partner to do that. I can't.
But then on the flip side,
So you can't say, you're going to.
But on the flip side, you have to also remember that there are certain individuals that need to know that I know what it is to be 100% an independent woman. And I know what it is to
What is a 100% independent woman?
paying my own bills, having my own place, not asking anybody for a dime, working my ass off, putting my own food on the table, and making sure I make my own decisions because I want to make certain decisions.
Okay, do you
Totally.
go out and get your own food and bring it and put it on the table?
That's Zoe. You're
No,
referring to
no. I'm not saying.
I
I'm
don't,
not.
what do you mean if I go out and get my own food?
No,
on the
because
table?
independency.
She
I'm
uses-
talking about independency.
She uses Uber Eats.
I use Uber Eats. That doesn't mean
Okay.
independent.
That's what I'm getting at. What's the
independency-
independence? I'm not
the
saying that's not my
independency is
term.
that I know that I can hold down my shit by
What's
myself.
your?
I'm just saying I hold down my shit by myself.
Do you?
I have.
No,
I have.
I'm okay.
Right now, I have a supportive husband. I have my parents that are here, and we work together as a unity.
Okay.
Even with my daughter, we work as a unity.
Right.
Right? Because at the end of the day,
Unity.
I can't do it by myself.
Not unity.
Right.
I can't do it by myself. But do I know that if God forbid something happens to my husband doesn't have to worry about taking care of the house because I can independently do it? Absolutely.
She's gonna fix the toilet, Ben.
Absolutely.
That happened when I went overseas twice. I'm just throwing it out there.
He knows. He knows.
I'm a veteran.
And he knows. If God forbid I'm left in this world by myself, and I'm working, I know I can maintain my place. I know what it is to have negative in my bank account and still figure out something. Because I've done it.
But
Plenty of times I've done it.
but does that mean that you're independent or that you're a survivor?
It doesn't make me a survivor. I don't consider myself a survivor.
But you do what you do
I
to
have
survive.
do. No, I'm doing what I have to do. It's not about
To survive.
surviving.
You're surviving.
No, it's not about survival. I don't look at
Okay.
it as survival.
Okay,
Because
that's
you know
your
what?
perception.
Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
I have to live.
You're
right?
surviving.
I have to live.
Well, surviving and living are perception.
Two different. Yeah.
I have
They're,
to
they're
live.
two
I
different
have to
things.
live.
Yes. It depends on the situations.
Some people look at their circumstances and say, "I'm just surviving," and there's some people in the same situation and they say, "I'm living, I'm progressing, I'm gonna get myself out of it." And it's just a matter of how they see things, and how they see things is how their actions and behavior take the course.
Correct.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, like I mean, I know, again, I have a huge support system, and I believe it takes a village. Nobody can do anything.
I have child support. Is that the same thing?
Me too.
I'm just saying.
Yay! We got a baby mama too. You got more. I only got one.
That's another podcast.
But taking care of your responsibilities, holding yourself down, and yes, we all have that person that we can turn to for whatever we want.
We have to take accountability for our own lives.
Right.
Yep.
Right, we do,
And
because I
that's
say this across the board, and I don't know, but some people in my audience. But here's what I've always said to everybody: before you depend on anybody to take care of you, take care of your damn self first.
Oh, if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else.
Exactly.
Take care of yourself first. I've told my son what I've told my son. My son's like, I want to get a roommate. No, boo, you ain't getting a roommate. You're going to get your own place. You're going to pay your own bills. And if somebody wants to move in with you, that's perfectly fine. But if that person wants to walk out the door, you know that you can handle
hold
your
it down,
own.
of course.
Because it's not even about the person leaving. It's the person becoming disabled, okay, physically.
Lose their job.
And that's why when you have a unity, it can't always be about just one person. It can't. That one person can't be the person to carry all the weight on their shoulders. It should be a matter of whoever is in that unity, let's work together. Let's work together and let's make sure that we can handle this together. Because if you fall, and again, it's not about somebody abandoning you and leaving. No, it's about if this person becomes ill, and I'm more of about, okay, God forbid something happens to Ben, I have to hold it down. And I need him, like I tell him, he gets mad, right? He gets mad when?
He gets angry, dogs get mad.
No, he gets bothered. He gets bothered when I ask him to do certain things that he doesn't normally do. But why? I tell him, I'm not doing it to ride your ass or because I'm trying to be lazy and I want you to do it. I'm telling you to do it because if something happens to me, I'm being really serious. If something happens to me, I want to be able to know that he could hold shit down.
Well, yeah, that's
because
your
there's
form,
people that don't know how to
that's your
do
form
that.
of prepping him,
Right.
preparing him.
But why do you have to go to that extreme? Why can't it be like, I need help?
No, it's not about help. It's about me asking him, do this. Because if I die...
But you're not dead.
Okay, Zoe, but if I die, I want my husband to hold shit down.
He wasn't independent before he met you?
For example.
But was he independent? Has he ever been independent before you?
I'm not speaking about whether he's been independent or not, because this is not the topic for that. For example, what did I teach my Nina? I told my Nina, listen, something happens to me, you got to be there for your dad. You gotta be there for your dad.
But why would you put... Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying, something happens, you have to be there for your dad. I tell Ben, if something happens to if something happens to me, you have to be there for Nina. And he and I are two different people with Nina. So he sees what I do with Nina. I'm responsible for a lot of things with regard to Nina that he's not responsible for. But I always include him so that if I go tomorrow, he knows. Okay.
Well, as long as everybody communicates and each of the individuals in this conversation comprehend where the other one is coming from,
correct,
then things can be copacetic. The problem always lies because there's usually one person that doesn't comprehend or doesn't understand part or the entirety of the perception or point of view or whatever it is. And that's the biggest issue. And that's where people don't take account. You could explain something to someone and the person doesn't understand what you're trying to convey. That person then doesn't take accountability. Damn, I should have asked, I didn't understand what you said. Can you explain it to me or in a different way? We don't. We just stop it there and it's like, okay. And then nothing really gets done. Nothing gets resolved. And that's the issue. That's the problem. That's what we have to fix. I think all of us at some point or another lack accountability in a certain scenario.
Absolutely.
That's for it's what you when you become self-aware and you understand the whole thing, and everything is hindsight, right? Mm-hmm. So when you sit back and understand and realize, oh shit. Hopefully, as you grow older and you gain more experience, and that's where your knowledge comes. You gain knowledge, you gain experience, and that's where your wisdom comes in, is where your choices then now start to reflect on what you have experienced and what you know in your wisdom.
What happened to our comments on Facebook?
Nothing happened.
No, I'm just saying.
We're good. Super Mega Producer got this. Don't worry about it.
I just want to see the comments.
Okay, you want to see the comments?
I don't want to ignore people.
Oh, yeah. So
I don't want to ignore people.
No, Virginia's there and all that. Everybody's good. So So we're,
I think Alex chimed in on what you were saying, or maybe chooses not to care. Maybe
everything
they
is a
do
yes,
understand,
Alex. Everything is a
just choose.
choice.
Some people just like being the victim.
And right, that's the victim role, and that's another day for another topic.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And somebody told you to take your meds, so
I
they're
need
concerned.
was
Your
Sasha.
fans are concerned.
Thank you.
They have the mortar syndrome. Mortar.
Virginia, come on. Those are hard, big words. Please stop. Okay.
He spelled it wrong.
Explain
That's what
that,
she made
Virginia.
by
I don't know what
mistake.
that syndrome is, so explain it.
Google it.
It's like to kill themselves. It's like some people like to hurt themselves. Like
I'm
The martyr.
sacrificial.
It's martyr syndrome. When you're a
That's what I
martyr.
said, martyr,
Sure.
yeah.
So
TV's in the house. We have TV. She's,
TV's on the
Facebook.
house. Yeah, go back to work, T. Gotcha.
Yeah,
All
she
right.
doesn't work today. She's off, I think.
Okay,
I
you
don't
got
know.
everybody's schedule. I be hang.
I got everybody's schedule. I got a book where everybody's last wishes.
Yeah, she sure does. She sure
I
does.
do. I got the last wishes, but no. At the end of the day, I just think that life would be so much easier if we learned how to take accountability, and then
Absolutely.
once someone does take accountability,
The change
don't
has
come
to
at
come
them.
in.
Don't keep coming at them.
The change has to come once you take accountability for something. There has to be some type of change. And if it doesn't, then you're really not taking accountability for any of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
So change has to be the result of accountability. And unfortunately,
Doesn't always happen.
yeah, it doesn't happen often enough.
Tracy, you're judging. You call Nelson a player.
I'm off player.
He's not a player.
That's all right. We're good.
He's
we're
not
good,
a player.
So, I want to thank everyone. We want to thank everyone. We want to thank our beautiful
Our special
Thank you for
guest.
having me.
Zoe. I appreciate that you were here. You like that? I'm massaging your head.
And
We
this
wa-
is why.
What?
And this is why.
This is my-
this is why the
misperception.
tension. This is my-
why you
this
get
is-
the misperception.
Why?
Of you.
This is my
Why?
sister from another mister. And I can
The
care-
way that they perceive him is none of his business.
And I can care
It's
less
none
how
of
they.
his business?
I can
No.
care. I can
It's
care.
not
le-
his. It's
no,
not his
because
business.
no one's ever had that perception because I'm doing this because I don't do that.
It's what you've said throughout the show and how you've acted.
How
That
have I
I'm,
acted?
that you're my boo, but I've stated many times I don't
That
have
you're
a
like,
partner.
I could slide in your DM.
And
yeah,
he does.
that's fine.
When you talk to your sister like that, my brother will not be like me. I'm gonna slide into
Your
your
brother's
DM.
a different gossip.
Not my brother Miguel. I'm just talking in general. My brothers.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. But we have that dynamic. We have that relationship.
That's the
It doesn't
dynamic
matter.
that people have with me.
You
I
know.
raise my boo.
Right.
You know, shout out to Pretty Boy. I
Raise
have,
my- Pretty Boy's not.
Am
up
I
for that.
Nice? That's another one that he's my
Nice?
my connect.
Ooh,
Big
Ray's
Face
here.
Music
Ray's
World.
on.
Of course.
Ray's on.
Ray has
IG.
to come all the
Pretty
way at
boy
the
gotta
end,
be
bro.
everywhere.
Always
You know.
at the
You know
end.
who's on IG? Papo.
Ay, belleza, belleza.
Papo's on IG. Welcome, Papo. We have also G Lower, X Factor.
I
Maria
don't know.
Pavon.
Thank you to whoever tuned in on my live.
Yes.
I'll get
Love.
to it and I'll
Thank
see
you.
it.
Thank you to
Minnie's on
everyone.
here too.
Yes.
Like I
Minnie's
said,
on here.
like we said in the beginning,
They
please,
do everything
please
for the
share
greater good.
and like and let everyone
Oh,
know
Ray-
what we're
oh.
doing.
Ray's on.
I'm
Ray.
here, me. Raise everywhere.
Yo,
He's
Ray.
here.
Everywhere, raise
Yo,
everywhere.
you have it
Wherever
on
his boo is,
with
he
Facebook
is.
and Instagram. What's
Did-
up, Pops? What's going on?
Did Jackie ever get on?
Jackie was on.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, Jackie. Thank you very much for the shirts.
Yes,
we appreciate
we love
it.
your shirts. Thank you.
Do you know her IG page where she does?
She's
it,
not
or-
on IG.
She's
She
not?
is on Facebook,
Okay.
and her Facebook page is Jacqueline's Chalk Studio. She makes personalized T-shirts and other items. Her turnaround time, as far as production and shipping, very quick, very dependable.
Check our Facebook page. We'll put a link to her stuff and her page. That way you can check it out. We'll put a link to Little Imperfections here as well. Always a big thank you to.
And I have a height deficiency disorder. Thank you.
Oh Lord!
That's
Lord,
what it is.
Lord,
That's
Lord.
that's the technical term.
And always thank you, Big Face Music World.
What?
We're ready to sign out. Thank you, Yvette. Spider Woman.
Spider Woman.
Spider Woman.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
Lord. Spider
Listen,
Woman.
we thank you for your patience. We try to keep this concept within an hour or so. Unfortunately, this is exactly what we wanted. We wanted it to be fluid. So when there's no structure and we go with the flow, and sometimes, you know, these conversations end up being heated. They do get really in depth.
But you said the right word. It's conversations.
Yeah,
it's
so
not arguments.
Yeah,
they're not arguments.
We're not leaving here all mad.
This is exactly what we want.
Zoe's not gonna get a burger in her face.
I'm not gonna run away and have a raccoon chase me. I'm not gonna do none of those things that I used to do.
You guys need to go to therapy. I'm just saying.
Real quick. We can't sign off yet. Real quick. So, the first year that Zoe came to Florida, she got really, I don't know, in her moment. And I'm trying to calm her down.
I stood here for 3 months. The first time I came to visit her was like 3 months.
I try to calm her down, right? I try to calm her down, and I'm trying to push her outside so she can get a breath of fresh air, because God knows she needed fresh air. So
your anxiety was off the chain?
I'm trying to diffuse her, and I'm just pushing her out. And she's in a bata. She's in like a vieja bata, and she's like, "Oh, you throwing me out? You throwing me out? Fine, I'm gonna leave." Mind you, she has no shoes. She has a bata on. She got no bra, and she disappears on me.
And I rolled under the gate.
Yeah, I'm in a gated community, and I'm like, where did this bitch go? Like,
did we have to put your picture on the side of a milk carton or
something?
Missing?
I'd be like, let me get my car keys and let me go find this chick, because they're gonna take her over to Park Place. Park Place is where they take everybody. Right?
El manicomio.
El manicomio. So I was like, okay,
I have a residency.
And here it is. I drive out the gate, and so he's like that.
I'm walking back.
She's like this. I said, I can't.
You took accountability of like, yeah, this is a wrong choice.
I can't help but laugh, right? Because she's walking back and she's like this. And I'm like, you all right? She said, no, I had to come back because the raccoon was chasing me.
I was like, you're lucky I saw a raccoon, because if not, I wouldn't have came back.
But raccoons don't really chase.
No, raccoons chase, especially in Brooklyn and East New York.
There's raccoons, there's rats.
No, that shit stood up on 2 legs and went behind me and tried to get Snowy.
New Yorks don't have raccoons, those rats.
So, go ahead.
Those are Ninja Turtles, bro. Those are straight out Ninja Turtles.
So that was Zoe's first experience in Florida.
And ever since then, now I'm going to be a resident.
You better get comfortable with the raccoons and crocodiles and iguanas, all type of animals.
No, I said, Mama, you not in the hood, boo. You in the suburbs, you don't see all type of shit.
I know.
I'd rather you deal with raccoons and crocodiles than gunshots and knives, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why gotta be East New York?
Because that's where it was. I'm being correct.
Oh, you're being honest.
I'm being honestly correct.
Just cheerful.
You're being honest. You're being honest.
And it sounds like it.
Guys, thank you for tuning in.
Make sure that you like, make sure you share, make sure.
We're gonna be on YouTube very soon, so we're gonna put a link.
No, YouTube.
We're gonna be YouTube soon, so subscribe. Please just spread the word around. Like I always say, like we always say here, you always gotta love, you gotta laugh, and you gotta live. Always. We leave you on those notes, okay?
Good night.
We
Take
appreciate
care,
you
y'all.
guys. We love you. Instagram. We love you. We're good, baby. We're good. Enjoy.